tell me what's next. Follow me, I'll show you what's next. Cause you ain't doing nothing unless you making them sweat. Unless you making them sweat. Watch your step cause we making them sweat. Cause you ain't doing nothing unless you making them move. Turn up the beat and blow out the fuse. We too wild for somebody to snooze. Me or you, look who they gon' choose. You know who they choose. Want it, I got it. Kick the door down, we are not knocking. You a dollar bill up in my pocket. I can see the future and it's looking like profit. So tune up the 808 baseline check. They stay complacent, me, I'm a threat. Big moves only how I connect. Living it large, no need to reflect. Came from the bottom, now I'm on deck. They get stuck while I progress. Can tell where it's going, I seen this, I know all your steps. Now we over that, tell me what's next. Come on everybody, follow me, I'll show you what's next. Cause you ain't doing nothing unless you making them sweat. Unless you making them sweat. Watch your step cause we making them sweat. Yeah, you ain't doing nothing unless you making them. Making them sweat. Making them sweat. Making them sweat. Making them sweat. Making them sweat.
What you gonna do?
Making them sweat.
You gonna come closer?
Making them sweat. Making them sweat.
You gonna stare forever?
Making them sweat.
Do you wanna get to know me?
Making them sweat.
Get your confidence up. 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 Get your confidence up.
Tune up the 808 baseline check. They stay complacent, me, I'm a threat. Big moves only how I connect. Living it large, no need to reflect. Came from the bottom, now I'm on deck. They get stuck while I progress. Can tell where it's going, I seen this, I know all your steps. And we over that, tell me what's next. Follow me, I'll show you what's next. Cause you ain't doing nothing unless you making them sweat. Unless you making them sweat. Watch your step cause we making them sweat. Cause you ain't doing nothing unless you making them
Get your confidence up. 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 Get your confidence up.
Feels like we're dancing in the eye of the storm. Between the gray skies, blurred lines waiting for the dawn. Forget about the outside, baby, for the first time. I can finally breathe. Maybe this is our night, nothing but a storm ride. And now I take the lead. Ooh, lose control and feel like
final home game of our regular season. Today, let's meet your 2025 senior Langley Rams. In his first year, running back number 30, Damon Horse. Defensive back number 9, Charlie Campbell. In his second year, defensive back number 27, Drew Lorag. In his third year, offensive line number 60, Jordan Sy. At quarterback in his third year, number 4, Hunter Norman. At wide receiver, number 17, Nicole Tedeschi. In his fourth year, offensive line, number 56, Krish Prasad. In his fourth year, linebacker number 47, Luke Glenn. In his fourth year, linebacker number 41, Tristan Sens. Fourth year, defensive line, number 6, Aaron Linden. And fifth year, fullback, number 24, Lucas Becking. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 Senior Rams. Today's game officials: Chris Short, Matt Pickering, Rod Fair, Mark Fontana, Bob Scott, Brad Dutchin, and Taylor Anderson. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin today's game, the Langley Rams, I'd like to acknowledge that we are gathered here on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Kwanling Katsi Saniama and Matsui First Nations, part of the Coast Salish peoples. We are grateful for the opportunity to play, compete, and cheer on this land, and we honor the indigenous peoples who have called this territory home since time immemorial. At this time, we ask that you join us in recognizing and honoring a very special group of individuals, our first responders. Every day across our community and around the country, first responders, including firefighters, police officers, paramedics, emergency medical technicians, and dispatchers, put their lives on the line to protect ours. They run towards danger, not away from it. They work long hours, face incredible challenges, and carry a burden few can fully understand, all in service of others. Today, we thank them for their courage, their sacrifice, and their unshakable commitment to keeping our community safe. If you are a first responder here with us today, we ask that you please stand or wave so we can show our appreciation. On behalf of everyone here, and from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. Your service matters, your dedication is seen, and you are deeply appreciated. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are able, would you please rise, please remove your hats, and join Leslie Benitez in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, through
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to McLeod Stadium here at McLeod Athletic Park. Justin Morissette with you, alongside Matt Macri, as we are without Jake Elliott. Jake away on assignment this week, covering the Mann Cup. More lacrosse action, of course. And Matt, hard to believe such a front-loaded schedule for the Langley Rams this season, that this is, in fact, the final home game of the regular season for the Rams here at McLeod this year. It is it's come in a hurry, but you of course got to see the Langley Rams on the road last week, taking on the Valley Huskers, a game that did not go the Rams' way, unlike the game that they played here at McLeod. And that is kind of the story for the way things have gone for the Rams of late. Both of these teams, in fact, as we're seeing Langley host the VI Raiders, two teams that coming into this one have both lost their last 3 games in a row.
Well, it's crazy that, we got a month left of football, and you guys are last home game here in Langley, so that's pretty wild. Last week was a great game, I thought. I thought the Rams did a really good job. It came out on the short side of the stick. Some really good running by Badenhurst and Bruce, and Norman did a great job with the ball. I thought he did a really good job. They just got unlucky on a few of them.
We were talking before this broadcast got started, and you mentioned the Rams kind of fell into a hole early, but looked like they might come back and make a game of it, which is, of course, exactly what happened when those teams met here at McLeod back on August 2nd, a game that Langley was down by 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, wound up winning 25-19. Perhaps the Huskers learning from that experience, and were able to close this one out. But regardless, that is in the past for the Rams. Today, the task at hand is the VI Raiders, a team that they will face again on the road in their season finale on October 4th. Of course, as we mentioned, this is the final game here at McLeod this year. Of course, the Rams, should they qualify for the playoffs and seed high enough to play a home game, would be back here one more time, but we'll see. They're going to need to string some W's together if they want to make that a reality.
Well, I tell you, I'd love to see a rubber match between the Rams and the Huskers. It's just a battle when the two teams go against each other, and it would be really interesting if the two of them could get that 3-4 spot, upset the 1-2, and then be back for one more game.
It does seem to be a regional rivalry that's a natural rivalry there.
Yeah.
That is blossoming now that the Huskers have taken that step and are a little bit more competitive than they have been in seasons past. It's been great to see.
It's been interesting for me because, as you know, I'm an Abbotsford guy. I did Abbotsford youth football, high school football, and I got guys on both sides, the Rams and the Huskers. I got guys on both teams, so I'm a bit of a fan of both. Cade Handy had a pick 6 last week. Watched him pick it off and take it to the house. He's a guy that I've known since he was very young. Started out in Adams in Abbotsford. And then Riley McDonald, another guy. He's been more of a special team warrior, but I saw him last week playing. I've known him since he started playing football. So there's 2 guys that I'm going to be keeping an eye on tonight.
Well, speaking of special teams, the Langley Rams will get this game started by kicking the ball away, which means they will receive it, of course, to start the second half. Always advantageous.
Now, I haven't really been following the VI Raiders too much, but they seem to be about the same competition level as the Rams, the Huskers. They've all been kind of on the same platform, I guess.
The games that they've lost of late have largely been competitive, by and large. We'll get into those scores in just a moment, but this game is now underway. Kick return, a reverse, little trick play to get this game started, and the Huskers, or rather the Raiders' kick return is halted at the 27.
And Drew Cushway and Riley McDonald, number 20 and number 44 respectively out there, weren't fooled on this one. They kept to their side, and they were able to stop him before he got too far up the field.
Deshaun Jacobs winds up being the ball carrier on that kick return.
That was fancy, that's for sure.
Absolutely. On the first play of the game, dipping into a little trickery are the VI Raiders. And they'll go to their running game on first down in their opening drive and find a hole right up the middle. Looks like they chewed up about 5. We'll see how this gets spotted, but the ball carrier is Parker Wills, number 32.
Yeah, Parker Wills, he just dropped both shoulders and plowed forward. Nice quick handoff there and hits a hole. Some good blocking. Big 62 there. Was able to get his man out of the way.
It looked like he got more than that, but they're calling it only 3 yards, which brings up 2nd and 7. Braden Jupe takes the snap, and we got a flag right away. The pass is complete. Forced out of bounds was receiver Ruben Bonsu.
It's going to be interesting. It looked like the defense jumped first, but the offense also moved before the ball was snapped. So
wait and see how this shakes out.
Yeah, it's going to be offside on the defense.
Repeats 2nd down after a 5-yard penalty. She'll make it 2nd and 2.
Yeah, well, that was an easy one for them. They get still keep their 2nd down and still move the same distance.
Yeah,
that's about as far as he got.
Exactly where they would have been otherwise, and they get an extra down out of it. Jupe takes the snap and will fake the handoff. Little screen pass that finds its way into the hands of Parker Mosgrip, and he is finally brought down just shy of the 50. Nice yards after the catch for Mosgrip on that one.
Well, I think one of they encroached there, and it was a nice little keeper toss out to the outside. They're going to good defensive play. They're going to decline the penalty anyways because they picked up more than enough yards.
VI moves the sticks for a 1st down. Their drive currently on the 52 inside Raiders territory, or rather, sorry, the 47. They like to run the ball along that far sideline, and finally pushed out of bounds is Parker Wills. And he just willed that drive nearly all the way to a fresh set of downs, 1 yard shy, 9-yard pickup.
Good angle on that one for Wills. He kept his angle good, headed out of bounds. Still got popped at the end there, but picked up a lot of yardage.
Oh, they'll say that's actually more than enough for a fresh set of downs. My mistake. Quite a carry as this drive continues for the Raiders. A rush up the middle, yet again in the hands of Parker Wills. Looking very much like the straw that stirs the drink early in this one. He's done some damage on the ground and will keep this drive moving. Will they move the sticks for a 1st down? It looks like they will indeed.
You watch Wills here. He's got some good side-to-side motion. Kind of just steps around the defender there and is able to get enough yards to get the 1st down. He's eating up big chunks on 2 plays there.
Not the start to the game that the Langley defense was hoping for. But there's plenty of time yet to tighten up. With the ball currently on the Langley 43. Jupe fakes the handoff, Pass connects to Ruben Bonsu. Brought down at the 31. We'll call it the 32, looks like. Regardless, another 1st down for the Raiders.
Defense collapsed early, but they gave him quite a cushion there to catch the ball, then collapsed on him quite quickly.
Braden Jupe leading this drive quite well to start this game, as this time the handoff is real into the hands of Parker Wills. He's wrapped up and brought down after a gain of about 2.5.
Well, number 44, Riley McDonald, was right there. He wasn't being fooled on this one. And a smart play there to take out the ankles. You can't run without your ankles, that's for sure.
Just wrapped him up and put a halt to that forward motion.
Only got about 2 yards on that one after 3 consecutive 10-yard plays.
Looks to me like a defense learning on the fly, and we'll see what they do here on 2nd down, 2nd and 8. As Jupe takes the snap, looking to the air, pass connects to the left side. into the waiting hands of Parker Wills, who is shaking all kinds of tackles before he's finally brought down. And whether it's a handoff or a pass, Parker Wills is finding a way to make things happen right now.
Number 9, Charlie Campbell, came in and popped him right about the line of scrimmage. A little swing pass there, and Campbell comes down and pops him there, but he doesn't wrap up the legs. And you got to take his feet out from underneath him because he's going to run.
And we have seen his ability to do just that quite a lot in this game. Didn't get enough yardage, however, for a fresh set of downs. They'll call it 3rd and 4. And it looks like they're going to try and kick a field goal here. A 33-yard field goal if it's complete. Kick is up, and it is good.
Excuse me. I know everybody likes to, you figure you're down there at the 33-yard line or the 30-yard line and you want to try and keep the drive going, but it's smart to take the points on the first drive. I mean, if you can walk away from your first drive with at least 3 points on the board, you're laughing.
Absolutely. They get the scoring started early in this one. 4:34 off the clock so far. 10:26 to go here in the opening quarter. And quite the boot from Cole McQueen. 1 for 1 on the day so far as the Rams take possession for their first drive of the day from their own 35. Handoff for a run in the hands of Reggie Ely. And I'm not sure if he picked up any yardage there. Minimal, if any. It will be for a loss of 1, in fact.
Yeah, he lost 1 there. Now, both Ely and Hooper were not playing last week with the game I saw. It was Norman and Badenhurst doing most of the work in the backfield there. So this will be interesting to see these two.
And it is Polana Hooper back in at quarterback after he had missed a good amount of action to injury in recent weeks. Hooper takes the snap, looking downfield. Pass connects, and it's intercepted, in fact, into the hands of a Raider who will take it all the way to the house. The first pass for the Rams of the day is a pick 6. Touchdown scored by Raiders number 3, Aiden Baytel.
Baytel just sat down there, and I think Hooper missed his crossing pattern here, and it went right to Baytel. And as we see, he drops back, and he just lets it go, and the double cross there, Baytel sat in the middle of it and just waited for the ball to come to him.
It looked like, indeed, there were a pair of passing options who just crisscrossed exactly where the ball happened to be a few seconds after the fact. Unfortunate. And it is now 9-0 for the visitors.
Like you said, Hooper's been off for a number of weeks, and I think, got to shake some of that rust off. First throw of the game didn't go well.
Another good kick off the boot of Cole McQueen, and it's double-digit points on the board. A little over 5.5 minutes into the first quarter for the visiting Vancouver Island Raiders. If there is a positive right now for the Langley offense, it's that you get to go out and shake that one off immediately.
Yeah, you get to recoup that right away. They're going to come out here, and the coaches. It was interesting watching on the sidelines here. The coaches, they got their guys, their offensive line coach, the receivers coach, everybody was getting to talking to down there, and I think they're going to come back with a little bit more intensity on this drive.
You hate to say this at this stage of the game with so much football still ahead of us here today, but this does feel a bit like a make or break moment. You need some pushback in a big moment like this. Sterling Henry set to lay his boot into this ball. Picked up by Natal Tedeschi at around the 20, and he will cut into the middle, able to shake loose for a moment, but brought down Some Raiders reacting like that ball came loose, but the officials emphatically say it was a dead ball before that happened.
Well, Tedeschi's got some moves, and when he gets ahead of steam, you see here, he's running forward on the catch here, which is great, and he's able to pick up a lot of yardage and maintain possession. I mean, that's the best part about kickoffs, maintaining possession. Tedeschi does a good job.
And he gets this drive started from the 36. Polina Hooper right back out there. Hands the ball off for a run up the gut. And that dive might be just shy of a first down, but barely. An impressive carry right there. Bruce Jones. Couldn't get the number on that jersey, but of course, big number 28, who else?
He's the hammer on the anvil, that's for sure. I love watching this guy run. He hits that line hard and moves bodies.
2nd and inches now after a tremendous carry from Bruce Jones to get this drive started. Hooper takes a short snap, will hand the ball off to Bruce Jones yet again. It's another run up the gut, and it will move the sticks. He's brought down at about the 53 on the Langley side of center. And that is where we will see a fresh set. First down, Langley.
You watch here. He makes contact and drags bodies a good 3 yards past where he's initially making contact. And these aren't defensive backs or even linebackers. These are defensive linemen that he's moving 3 yards. Just a powerful runner.
Hooper now deep in the pocket, takes a long snap, and will hand the ball off yet again for another run in the hands of Bruce Jones, because why not? It's working right now, and he will pick up a big chunk of yardage yet again. Looks like about 6.5, but we do have a flag on the field after that play.
Well, and I think it's going to be against the Rams. There was a body thrown after the play, and the extracurricular stuff will kill you every time.
Oh, wow. Unnecessary roughness penalty being assessed against Jordan Sy, number 60 for the Langley Rams.
Well, that's a huge penalty after the big pickups that they just made on the ground here, and they were moving the ball quite nicely. To have it come back that extra 15 yards is rough. I think it's going to be about 2nd and 18.
Yeah, which we were going to be looking at 2nd and 4, if not.
Yeah.
That's quite the reversal.
Well, you can't let your temperature get the best of you. I know it's a warm day out there, beautiful sunny day, but you got to keep your cool.
That's the good thing about a front-loaded schedule at McLeod here this season. We just get treated to these beautiful, picturesque landscapes out here in the township of Langley. And speaking of picturesque, what a carry from Bruce Jones as he nearly negated that penalty flag and then some. I don't know that they have enough there for a first down, but they got to be awful close.
Well, I think he got the 15 back that they were penalized, but there's still going to be 3rd and 3 here.
You would expect to see the Rams kicking crew come out right now, but the way Bruce Jones has been running the ball, we said this is a pivotal drive. I think you need to go for it, and that's what we're seeing right now.
Well, definitely, after the first drive was, 2 plays, and they want to try and keep this one going as long as they can.
Polina Hooper takes the snap, hands the ball back to Bruce Jones. He will pick up the requisite yardage and a little extra as well. That should move the sticks for a Rams first down.
Well, he only needed 3, and like I said earlier, he moves bodies 3 yards when he hits them, and once again he did the same here. So I think that was a good call on Coach Cole Barron's part.
He is hitting that line like a snowplow at the moment, and like you said, just leaving defenders by the wayside in his wake. Impressive stuff. As Polina Hooper now has a fresh set of downs to work with, the ball on the Raiders' 47. Hooper will hand the ball off to Bruce Jones yet again. Why not? It's been working, and it'll be a pickup yet again of about 4, if I'm not mistaken, depending on how they choose to spot it, but a decent carry nevertheless.
But it's interesting that they've stuck with Bruce Jones through this whole drive and haven't come back to Reggie Ellie, but I think they're just tenderizing the D-line for him first, loosening it up a bit.
Make you prepared for Bruce Jones before you switch back in another direction. Absolutely, and we've seen some great carries from Badenhorst this year as well, so a number of good options out of the backfield for the Rams as they will fake the handoff and go to a pass this time, and it's a pass that connects along the far sideline into the waiting hands of Tyson Galai, and he's all the way to the end zone for a Rams touchdown. Tyson Galai pulls Langley within 4.
Wow, that's a great pass catch, but his cutback inside to leave the defender grasping at air was fabulous there. Galai does a great job just making a miss. Here we go. Here's a replay.
Right
this is
here.
Beautiful. Galai in motion to start with. Hooper drops back, delivers the ball. Galai, and here he goes up the sideline and then steps inside the defender. He's just waving at him as he goes by.
And what a huge confidence boost, I would imagine, as well for Paulina Hooper, who's now 1 for 2 in the sky in this game, and his previous pass was a pick-6 interception on his first throw of the day. So what a way to shake off that one, young man. We got a football game on our hands here from McLeod after all.
Well, you really look at it, Hooper's 100% because he's thrown 2 touchdowns. 2 passes, 2 touchdowns, You got to look at the bright side of these things.
I don't know that head coach Cole Barron would necessarily see it that way. I don't know that Hooper would see it that way either, but he's turned the corner in a significant fashion here with plenty of time to go in this game.
Well, that drive was excellent. I mean, they did a very good job of commanding the line of scrimmage. Bruce Jones hammering through that line, finding the holes, moving the ball up the field, and just when they thought they were going to get another dose of Bruce Jones, air it out to Galai, and he just ran away with it.
And just a perfectly placed pass as well. Caleb Thiessen was sniffing around looking for an INT, but just delivered cleanly into the hands of Tyson Galai, who took it all the way to the house.
Well, and the first 2 drives, on offense, defense, and then offense, did not go well for him. So it's really nice to settle down and get these points here, and get the game sorted out.
And of course, get this crowd engaged as well in the last regular season game here at McLeod Athletic Park. Oh my! Big stop right there as it looked like the Raiders kick return team would be off to the races. Jacob Celso with a heck of a return, but he does not find the end zone, and that still has to be considered one heck of a stop.
Wow, that was the kicker. Sarthak Dosanjh waiting for him, and he had to get around a blocker. The blocker was coming straight at him. Here we go. We got the catch here. And he just blasts through the line. He's going to his left and then stops and turns upfield, and he made everybody miss. Nobody back there but the kicker, and the blocker decided to let the kicker go.
That is a 48-yard return from the 6 all the way to the 54. Impressive stuff.
Wow. And a great tackle by Dosanjh.
Second down after about 5-yard pickup, let's say 4.5 perhaps on first down for the Raiders on that one to begin this new drive.
Well, Wills has done a good job so far in this game in moving the ball up the field. It looks like he's not back there, though. It's number 7, Deshaun Jacobs, in the backfield.
And I got to tell you, Matt, these are... Oh, wow, picked off by the Rams. An INT going the other way as Langley snags that one out of the sky in the hands of number 27, Drew Larag.
Drew Larag, I don't think I even saw a Raider in the area. He just stepped right up to it. That was beautiful.
Take another look at it right here on the replay.
Jupe drops back, throws it. Yeah. Sailed up over him. Got a little high over the receiver there, and Larag was just in the right spot.
I believe Blaze McCarty was the intended receiver on that one. And like you said, just evaded him over his head. Larag in prime position. What I was going to say, though, you and I typically have met working the Subway Bowl games, the high school football championships at BC Place over the years. And as I look up and down the Raiders roster, a lot of names that I recognize that were standouts in the high school ranks now plying their trade with VI.
Yeah, these were the young guys. These were the juniors back when we were doing that, and now they're in the junior football ranks. So
I think one of the more rewarding parts of this job is getting to watch guys rise up the pipeline all the way to the professionals, of course. So we watch guys like Javon Katoy cut it up for the BC Lions, former Langley Rams.
Right.
And the Rams going skyward again. Hooper's pass was intended for number 20, Drew Cushway. Or actually, that was number 28, Bruce Jones.
Bruce Jones, yeah.
He was tied up. I think some fans were hoping to see a PI call there. Not the case.
I think the coaches were too. He looked he got tied up pretty good. Here's the pass here. We get the benefit of replay. No one else does. The defender doesn't really grab him, just gets in his way. So 28 on 28 there. Sterling Henry making the defensive play.
That is going to turn into quite the battle over the course of this one, if I had to guess. 3:10 to go here in the opening quarter as the Rams will punt this one away. A long kick, sailing big all the way down to the 24. Impressive boot. And that return is halted after about 6 or 7 on the carry.
But number 44, Riley McDonald, being Johnny on the spot there and able to pick him up pretty quick, only giving him a couple yards after the catch.
Antoine Mawa with that kick. He was feeling all of that one. That was one of his better punts of the season. Hung in the air for an awful long time. Sailed way downfield in the process. First down of this drive for the Raiders, and they are off to the races. What a run that was in the hands of Rondé Lyle. Speaking of former high school standouts, this kid was incredible as a high schooler, doing things just like that now in the BCFC.
Well, he lays the shoulder down here and just runs over the one defender, and then it takes 3 of them to take him down. 4 more yards after he was wrapped up by 3 Rams. Rondell Lyle.
First down after quite a pickup. Oh, wow, that ball came loose, and the Rams will recover. A fumble recovery.
Well, number 44, Riley McDonald, didn't bite on the play there. He stayed with the quarterback, and he was able to wrap him up and knock that ball loose, and it got jumped on very quick. That play was because Riley McDonald stuck with his assignment and didn't bite on the fake. So right here, you've got the fake handoff. I thought he had the ball too. I was watching that, but here comes McDonald, out, cuts him off, and he's able to knock that ball loose and the rest of the Rams jump on it.
Agent Zero, Sean Cullen, able to jump on that ball. But Langley's defense has been terrific and keen this comeback. A big interception and a fumble recovery here as well now that gives the Rams terrific field position as they just chewed up about 4.5 on a carry on first down.
Reggie Alley on the first carry there. And it's good to see him back in the game too. Handoff here, and he finds the hole and lowers his shoulders and moves some bodies himself. Doesn't actually go down. He fights so hard and just stays up the whole time.
Polina Hooper deep in the pocket will step back. He's looking skyward, I have to imagine. The blitz is coming, but that pass is away, and it is complete along the far sideline. Carrying that thing out of bounds is Nate Toll Tedeschi, the former New Westminster Hayek.
Tedeschi's trying to hang a left here. He's trying to turn up the field. He's got such momentum. And here, great pass by Hooper. And Tedeschi picks it off in the air and just can't get turned around to get up the field. Had some room to work that line.
A fine completion, though, nevertheless.
Beautiful job. And it's a new set of downs.
First down just outside the red zone there on the 21st yard line here. And they'll put the ball in the hands of Reggielli. He tries to put those legs to work, was just booting, but couldn't break loose. Brought down after a pickup of about 5, let's call it, 5.5.
He hits the line hard here, gets wrapped up and drags bodies another 3 yards. The after contact is phenomenal on this team. Between him and Bruce Jones are averaging about 3 yards, 3.5 yards every time after contact.
Two-headed monster right now in the backfield. You throw Damon Badenhorst in there as well. It's Cerberus almost. Three-headed beast as they go right back to the run, this time in the hands of Bruce Jones, and he will pick up a first down. Be first and goal inside the 10. Another terrific carry, and you have to think if Langley keeps pounding the ball like this, they'll be in the end zone sooner rather than later.
Well, he drops the shoulder and rolls off with a one-tackler. Luckily for VI, number 4, Max Shipham, was right there to wrap him up. Otherwise, he was heading into that end zone.
2 seconds left here in the first quarter. We'll see if Langley can find the end zone as they fake the handoff. Hooper looking skyward, and he just overthrew that ball ever so slightly, intended for Tyson Galai. Instead, that'll do it for quarter number 1, and we'll head all the way downfield and try again on down number 2.
Galai knew it was coming. He just couldn't pick it up over his shoulder. He tried his left, went to his right, just could not pick that up there. I thought that was a great play call. Maybe just a little bit too much on it by Hooper.
The penalty flag here assessed against the Raiders will spot the ball on the 1.
Wow.
I missed what the call was on that one. It sounded to me like Charlie Brown's teacher. Roughing the passer.
Laid it on the passer. Okay.
And so they'll get one more crack at it here before the first quarter comes to a close.
First down on the 1.
Yeah, remains first down. And they'll go right to the running game. Reggie Ellie will punch it home, but we do have a flag on the field. On the opposite side of the field from where that touchdown occurred. The linesman must have seen something.
I think it's going to be offside on the Raiders, but it happened really quick. Like that flag was out before the ball was in Ellie's hands. So we'll have to see here.
And the official signaling that the penalty is declined. We do have a good touchdown. So, Matt, I believe you are correct. Yeah. And the Rams take their first lead of the game. They were down 10-0 in this thing a little over 5 minutes into the game. And they have taken a 13-10 lead, perhaps about to be 14-10.
With Canadian rules football, you got to give the yard at the line of scrimmage, even if the ball's on the 1. That means you're standing in the end zone, right? And that's hard to do. And you can see the one rusher, the outside edge rusher on this side. He had his foot on the grass, and that's encroachment.
A terrific comeback effort. And that's just the first quarter. I can't believe we have 3 more still ahead of us. Feels like I lived a lifetime in the last 15 minutes of football. What a game this has been.
Well, that's beautiful. It's awesome because it started out, the Rams really fell behind fast, but they've righted the ship quickly, and all in the first quarter.
And credit to Bruce Jones. He really, to me, is the story of that opening quarter. They put the ball in his hand over and over and over again in all kinds of situations. In a 3rd and 4 situation where the ball was at midfield, you needed him to get that yardage to keep that drive going and not hand it over to the Raiders at the township of Langley crest here at McLeod Stadium. He came through in the clutch, and he gave Palena Hooper time to find his groove, find his game again, which he certainly did as that first quarter carried on.
Well, and offensive coordinator Alex France really has called some smart plays since the 10-0 debacle to make sure that the Rams have gotten back in the game. He's controlled the ball on the ground. He's thrown when he's needed to. The passes by Hooper, I mean, the first one looked bad, but after that, it's just been phenomenal.
And as much as we just credited Bruce Jones offensively, the Langley defense as a whole has been very strong in this one. You look at the fact they surrendered 10 points early. Yes, they did, but they came back and gave the offense opportunity to punch back and get those points back, which is exactly what the Rams have done.
Exactly. And only 3 of those points were really on the defense, because there was a pick 6 on the for the 7 of those, right?
Absolutely, correct.
Yeah,
indeed.
And I mean, they did a great job.
They held them to that field goal, in fact, on that.
And then
opening
the
drive.
interception on their second offensive drive of the Raiders. So, I mean, that was the defense for the Rams are ready to shut it down today.
Not just an interception, but they were able to dig the ball loose and hop on a fumble recovery as well, which, of course, just set up that touchdown to end the quarter. The defense has been huge here in this one, as the Raiders will begin this kick return from their own 13-yard line in the hands of number 18, Cameron Skoberg, and he is finally brought down. A lot of that running, unfortunately, east to west and not north to south.
He ran 40 yards, but he didn't go a yard forward, so it was a long run to go nowhere. Great job by the Rams special teams here. They kept throwing bodies at him. They're actually bouncing them backwards a bit here, and it's number 14 and 42, Jarius Pegtekin, and 42 is
Evan Sostad.
Sostad. We're able to get in there and make the tackle further back than the ball actually was picked up.
They will begin this drive from their own 13, 1st and 10. And it's a handoff for Rush, heading towards that far sideline. And it looks like they picked up about 6 or 7. It's tough to tell from this vantage point. In fact, that's going to be more than 10 for a fresh set of downs. Ball now in the 25.
He got about 11 on that. That was Wills. And he hit the hole there and found some way to get skinny and through that hole with a big pickup for the Raiders.
He was doing for the Raiders exactly what we were just talking about Bruce Jones able to do for the Rams in this one, which is to say he was doing it all, carrying the mail in a big way in that first quarter, and it looks like they go right back to him here. He will trip over his own lineman, however. Looked like he caught the cleat of number 57, Jake Gyokis. And that is a gain of 4, but if not for that little hiccup, that could have been a gain of much, much more.
Well, a little trick play here. You watch Jupe takes the ball. It looks like he's going to throw, and Will steps up to look like he's going to block, and then a little handoff, and off he goes for a pickup of about 4 yards, which could have been a lot more, like you said, if he hadn't tripped.
Second down, about 6.5 to go. Jupe will take the snap, and he's going to look to the sky. It's a short pass, however. Connects on the screen into the hands of number 32, Parker Wills, yet again. And some more yards after the catch, but not quite enough to move the sticks, I don't think. It's going to be 3rd and inches. And we got a man down.
It's going to be close, but not quite enough. And then, like you said, looks like one of the D-line guys not getting back up too quick.
Tough to tell exactly which member of the Rams that is. Shaken up for the time being, but we'll see if he's able to make it back to the sidelines under his own volition. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Up to his feet. Big number 99, Landon Barger.
He's walking. He's looking a little tender out there, but he's walking and getting himself off the field on his own. So hopefully this is a good sign.
And it is a hot one, of course. And that can do damage to your muscles and cause all kinds of cramping and whatnot. So we will keep our eyes peeled to big number 99, see if he's able to make his return to this game. He's just heading to the bench and not the training table, which I think is a good sign initially anyways. Right now, however, this drive continues, and as I said, the Raiders only needed inches for a first down. They're signaling like they got it, but the officials have yet to make that declaration.
Yeah, there.
Indeed they did. There we go.
Really quick hustle up to the line and just hammer the ball through. They didn't want to give the Rams any time to get set, so smart play there. And it looks like they used a big receiver there.
Parker Mosgrip, indeed.
Mosgrip, yeah, under center. We're back to the run again.
Indeed they are, and it's quite the carry yet again in the hands of who else but Parker Wills, and he will be just shy of a first down yet again. That's another 9-yard pickup from Parker Wills.
He zigs and zags, oh man. He's like a joystick out there, all over the field, cutting back and forth. Whereas you're watching Bruce Jones and Reggie Ellie power through and power up the line, he's finding little spots and just hopping through them.
We got some flags on the field here. The Rams are reacting as if they've jumped on a fumbled ball, but again, an inches situation. Both sides signaling like they got the outcome they wanted. It's tough to tell exactly what happened.
There's flags on both sides, so it'd be interesting here. If it's an offside, it's an automatic first down, and if it's not, it's a really long second down. They jump in here quick. Yeah, it looks like someone got the ball down there, but what was the man down to begin with before the ball gets stripped out?
And I just wanted to let you know, Matt, that I did a little digging, did a little research here, and indeed, a couple names that I recognized from their high school days, Rondé Lyle and Parker Mosgrip, both former members of the John Barsby Bulldogs.
That's right. Mosgrip, I remember him now.
And they had been movers and shakers at the high school level in BC Place over the years. Both guys doing some damage today for the VI Raiders. You love to see it.
Yeah, Rondé Lyle, I remember him. He was a lot of fun to watch run. And Mosgrip, I think he caught just about everything.
Jupe takes the snap. He'll peel out of the pocket and get that pass away. Connects along the far sideline. Complete. Into the waiting hands of number 85, Jake Barker.
It looks like a little tomfoolery on the sideline there after the fact is going to get them some extra yards. Yeah, he's way out of bounds. And number 10, CJ Augustine, drops a shoulder on him way past the white. I think that's going to move it up another 15 yards.
Unfortunate, a little extra physicality right there. Penalty for unnecessary roughness going against the Rams, and we've seen that a few times today on both sides, in fact.
Yeah. Yeah,
which to me tells me if these teams don't like each other right now, I go, what is the fourth quarter of this game going to look like? Never mind the season finale on the island when they meet again on October 2nd, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I think the Rams jump
October
off.
4th.
October 4th, yeah. The Rams jump offside here. They did draw him off. This would be an interesting call.
No, that receiver was fucking 3 yards ahead of the line of scrimmage, dude. There's no way. Even they were backing up.
Yeah, they're gonna. That's gonna go against the Rams as they move up another 5 yards here. And the Raiders are gonna have a short first down.
The Raiders have been running the ball so well as well. Give them 3 cracks to pick up 5 yards. I have to think they're going to do it. Jupe, meanwhile, feeling all kinds of pressure, able to peel out of the pocket. He gets the pass away, and it is complete for a first down. And not much more into the hands of number 14, Blaze McCarty. He was pushed out of bounds nearly immediately.
Well, he got underneath the defender, but the defender was right there to make sure that he wasn't going too far up the field afterwards. Jupe drops out here, rolls out to his right, and I think it's number 23. Yep, 23, Sam Laspa, who's able to run him out of bounds. Does pick up another first down, though, for the Raiders.
Jet sweep now in the hands of number 6, Jacob Celso. We saw him tear up the field as part of the kick return team.
This is coming back. There's going to be a hold against the Raiders here, and this is going to come back. They're going to be first and 20. It was a blatant hold, too. Yeah, number 62.
Braden Jupe, meanwhile, Also a name I recognize from his high school days, former quarterback for the Belenis Whalers.
Barsby and Belenis, both good Vancouver Island, Nanaimo area teams.
Perfect feeder system for the Raiders. As this is a penalty that has gone big against VI. They're moving the exact spot in. So we're looking at 1st and 20 from the 40. Jupe. Pressured out of the pocket yet again, peeling to the left side. Looked like he was going down. He got that ball away, but was just trying to get rid of it to dodge contact, and still took a little bit of contact in the end. Just ran out of time.
He rolls out here, and he's got Riley McDonald staying with him and coming in for the hit, and he's trying to get rid of it, but he tripped over his own 2 feet there. Just couldn't get his the turf monster grabbed him and tore him down.
Pass incomplete will bring up 2nd and 20. Ball still on the 40. After a massive penalty flag. Walked back the Raiders offense. We'll see if they can get some of that yardage back as they put the ball back in the hands of Rondé Lyle. And he's brought down after a pickup of about 8.5, maybe 9 yards. It'll be, they're going to say 3rd and 12.
3rd and 12, yeah. I think you see the kicker come out for this one.
Going to go for it here. A 39-yard field goal. We've seen some impressive kicks already today from Cole McQueen. Let's see if he's got another bullet in the chamber. Boot is up.
Oh, a little bit
Missed
to the outside.
wide left. And the Rams will get the ball out of the end zone to avoid conceding a rouge in the hands of number 23, Sam Laspa.
Well, Laspa gets about to about the 6-yard line, it looks like here. Maybe the 7, which is not going to be great field position to start off for the Rams. Oh, no, it's coming out to the 20. Yep. They get out to 20. Not bad field position.
Yeah.
Better than the 7.
Absolutely.
You know, long field to go. But this is a way to eat up some time on the clock, get some more points on the board before the half, and don't leave a lot of clock left for the Raiders.
Yeah, and we just saw a lot of clock eaten up, in fact, by Vancouver Island. It's Langley's turn to try and do the same here after they took a lead with a late touchdown to end the first quarter. Offense back out there, and they'll start it with a carry. I believe that was in the hands of Reggie Ellie. We'll take another look at it here at the replay. Regardless, didn't go very far. Gain of about 2, 2nd and 8.
As Bruce Jones off the tackle, and they were waiting for him there on the outside edge. Couldn't get going too fast there.
Time for the Langley offense to show just how many tricks they have up their sleeve, as they've relied heavily on Bruce Jones today, but this time it's a pass complete to Natal Tedeschi.
Maybe 2 yards short of a first down here. It's going to be interesting if they go for it. No, it looks like the punt team's going to come out here.
They've got the lead. I think you're playing with fire a little bit. I know we've seen some very impressive carries, especially from Bruce Jones over the course of the afternoon so far here, Matt, but I think we just saw him get stopped on first down. You might be pushing it a little bit.
I like Jones better in the I formation. He runs downhill very, very well. Hits that line hard. When they had him in the split back formation there and he did the crossing over, he really wasn't able to get the head of steam that he's used to getting and to drive the bodies forward.
And the last kick that we saw off the boot of Antoine Mao was something to behold. So why not put him back out there and let him kick this one away from his own 12-yard line? Bouncing ball gathered in at the 45. Scooped up I believe that's Harmahuja, number 2 for the Raiders. Couldn't go very far, but a nice job gathering this ball at all. He had to jump up to catch it.
Big bounce on that one.
And was able to pick up about 6 or so on the return.
Well, now it's the defense's turn to step up here. They got to keep them off the board, get the turnover again. I mean, forcing a field goal from a depth like they did the last time was okay because they didn't give up any points. But getting the ball back here would be key for the Rams.
And we've seen the defense do a great job of that so far. And before this drive even begins for the Raiders, it's a penalty flag going against VI for holding.
Okay. So I guess there was a flag on the return there for holding, and now they're just moving the ball back.
Walked way back, all the way to the 25, which is where the Raiders will begin this drive.
35.
Oh, yes, sorry.
35.
Westland Insurance, Cooper Auto Rentals, Dawson Brill Lumber, Fisher, Guilford Distribution, and Cedarwood Bakery.
So they go right back to the run on first down. It looks like Will's the ball carrier, and he just got planted face first into the turf at the 45-yard line, but was able to pick up a good chunk of yardage to get there, and that will be a first down for the Raiders. 11-yard pickup.
Well, they kept grabbing him on the shoulders here, and he gets to the outside. Laspas has enough of that and goes to the legs. And that's what you got to do with these guys. You can't be grabbing their shoulders. They'll keep running all over on you. Take the feet out from underneath them.
Parker Wills did a great job of just getting a little forearm shiver to push guys out of the way. But indeed, you grab him by the ankles. He's got nowhere to go as they go right back to Parker Wills. And this one will be tackled for a loss of about 2 yards, if I'm not mistaken, 2nd and 12.
Well, and there's a flag on the play on the near side here, and I think it's going to be offside on the Raiders, which the Rams be smart to turn down because then becomes second. Oh, no, they're... Oh, no, it's going to be against the Rams. Which is interesting because to me it looked like the receiver on the far side was about 2 yards over the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped.
And you're not the first person to say that.
But
not just on that play either so far today here.
I think the Rams are getting called here because they lined up in the neutral zone there. So that caused them to be offside right away.
5-yard penalty against Langley brings up 1st and 5 as this drive continues for the Raiders, and it continues in the hands of Parker Wills yet again, finally forced out of bounds just inside the Langley 40, and that was an impressive carry from a guy who has authored a bunch of those so far this afternoon.
And taking him again is Sam Laspa, who's getting very well acquainted with Wills' kneecaps here, as he goes down to take the feet out from underneath him again. Low tackle. Beautiful job of stopping that run. Because Wills gets down that sideline, he's gone.
Ball now on the Langley 39. And Parker Wills has accounted for the majority of the yardage on this drive and many others so far today, as well as they go back to the hands of Rondé Lyle, and he's stopped before the line of scrimmage, tackled for a loss.
Rondé Lyle just got nothing going on this one here. There's the handoff, and you had number 27, who is Drew Lareg, waiting for him, wrapping him up and just shutting him down.
Loss of about 3.5. We'll call it 2nd and 13. Braden Jupe deep in the pocket. Sets receivers in motion. He'll take a long snap, step back. He's got time, gets that ball away up the middle, and incomplete.
Yeah, he wasn't holding on to that. Falling backwards, trying to catch the ball with 2 defenders on you is not a recipe for success.
Jacob Celso, though, looked like he was in the exact right spot to perhaps still come up with that football.
Yeah.
Just couldn't hang on to it on the ground as we take another look at it here.
And Jupe drops back, and he just fires away there. But like I said, he was covered, well covered.
As they will kick this one. It's a high punt. Coming down right at the 1, and it's touched by the Rams. They're able to recover it. Tackled at the 2-yard line was Sam Laspa, but Laspa has to be happy he was able to recover that ball at all.
Well, he fumbles the kick here at about the 2, and he was able to get up to the 4 before they grabbed it. It looks like he grabbed whatever's hanging out of his belt at the back there and pulled him down on that. So they're going to be starting this drive on the 4-yard line.
Could have been awfully dangerous, and I suppose the Rams are still in what we would call danger territory at the moment, but
yeah, it definitely wasn't going the way they wanted to, that's for sure.
all I'm saying is could have been worse. As Langley begins this drive from their own 4-yard line, and they'll put the ball in the hands of Bruce Jones. He tries to shake loose of a couple tacklers.
Gets about a yard on that one.
A yard and a half maybe.
Yeah. Once they get out of the split back position here, he's not getting any momentum running downhill. Not the momentum he was getting out of the eye earlier. And really not moving the bodies. The O-line as well aren't clearing the paths for him that he was earlier.
1-yard pickup on that carry for Jones as they're in split back formation yet again. Plana Hooper takes the snap, and he slips up in the backfield. He felt that pressure coming. I think he was trying to scramble for a run of his own, but he just slipped on the turf, and that is a very unfortunate down for the Rams, who will now bring up their kicking crew, and you have to think they're just going to take a knee in the end zone.
Well, as he was stumbling there, it was a very good awareness to dive forward, get out of the end zone, and to just be on the 1-yard line there. But you got to think that, it'd almost be smarter to take the knee, give up the safety, and not be fighting out of the shadow of your upright.
.418 to go in the half. Langley up 14-10. That lead could be cut to 2, depending on what they elect to do right here. And indeed, they will take a knee in the end zone and concede the safety. It's 14-12. As the Raiders' defensive pressure will do them a big favor and make this game a little bit closer.
Yeah, they're going to have to make a big stop here. They don't want to give up. We're at 4 minutes left in the half. It's funny, just a few minutes ago we were talking like it could be the Rams eating up clock and scoring, but we've had some back and forth since then. And now the Raiders have a chance to eat up the 4 minutes and get the ball back in the end zone.
And we, in fact, were singing the praises of the Rams defense at the end of quarter number 1. So far in this second quarter, got to credit VI. The Raiders defense has answered the bell and stepped up in a significant way as well, after it looked like the Rams had kind of cracked them and found some sort of solution to make things happen in that first quarter. Raiders take the ball from their own 35. Jupe takes the snap. Will hand the ball off. And Wills is stopped after a very short pickup, if any. Parker Wills maybe got 1, but we'll see. No, they're going to say he picked up 3. And that's, I guess, just the kind of yardage you pick up when you are moving your feet like he has been today. Didn't look like much, but
you got it. You're falling forward there. I like this play. The thing I really liked about this play is you had the defensive end on the far side stayed out and didn't give Wills that outside jump that he's been doing on the last couple of drives. Just kind of stayed to the outside, kept him to the inside, was able to wrap him up and take him down.
Braden Jupe takes the snap. He's peeling out of the pocket under pressure. There's a flag on the field. Pass connects on that far sideline yet again, just in front of the Raiders bench to number 8, Ruben Bonsu. I'm not sure if his feet were in bounds.
Well, there's going to be a hold on here, and it's going to pop him back another 10 yards. It's going to end up being second and about 17. which is doing the job for them on the defense here.
Won't really matter as to whether Bonsu's feet were in bounds or not. I still couldn't tell from the replay. It looked like one of them might have been out, but neither harm nor foul, as that penalty flag negates that conversation and will walk the ball all the way back to the Raiders' 28.
These afternoon games I never noticed before, but the McLeod Stadium helps out the Rams as well. Gives them a little bit of shade on this side. And
shadows start to creep across the field, indeed.
Leaving the Raiders standing in the hot sun over there.
Second and long. Jupe takes the snap, gets that pass away quickly, and another trick play here from the Raiders that will put the ball in the hands of Parker Wills, but he didn't get the kind of pickup they were hoping for, pushed out of bounds, and that'll bring up 3rd and 12, possibly 3rd and 13.
I like the play here, but what I like more is number 9, Charlie Campbell. He's coming out of the middle linebacker position with a head of steam just behind the toss back. So he watched that happen and stuck with the ball and was able to take down Wills before he even got back to the original line of scrimmage.
Punt is nearly blocked. It is high and short. Going to come down at about the 55, bouncing, and the Rams will jump on that one.
Yeah, and they're going to get the 5 yards for no yards as well. So that paid off quite well for them.
Nate told Tedeschi, just jumping on that ball like a live grenade, wanted to make sure that play was halted dead. And as we take another look at it, very, very close to seeing that punt blocked by the Rams special teams.
Well, it almost hits Tedeschi there. And it's a very smart play to duck under the ball and then get after it.
Pardon me, that's Tedeschi who was in the mix to grab that ball after the fact. Jumping on that was actually number 14, Jairus Pagticon.
All right. There'll be 5 yards added on here. Yeah.
2:48 to go before we hit intermission, and what drama we have already seen here today. Justin Morissette with Matt Macri. And Matt.
Well, it's been a full game and a half here.
No
Holy
kidding,
smokes.
No kidding.
Up, down.
As the Rams retake possession, they are on the Raiders' 51-yard line, 1st and 10 with 2:45 with which to work. Hooper looking to the sky, eyeing downfield, pass connects, complete into the waiting hands of Tyson Galai, and that has been quite the connection already here today. Another big passing play from 3 to 13.
Beautiful catch as he's running backwards and falling to the ground. This is focus right here. He gets turned around, running backwards, legs come out from underneath him, and he actually caught that floating in the air.
Able to hang on to it all the way as well. Now 1st and 10 from the 19 as Hooper will hand the ball off to Bruce Jones. Jones has been just terrific in this game, and another big carry from the big man right there. Oh, that is actually Reggie Ellie. My apologies.
Yeah, Reggie Ellie hopped through that line of scrimmage quite nicely here. Quick handoff. There we go, quick handoff, and he runs, and right here, a little leap through like an antelope.
And that is the kind of carry we've been used to seeing so far today from Bruce Jones, so an easy mistake to make on my part, but
well, I think
that two-headed monster is rearing its head right now. They're just outside a 1st and goal situation, 2nd and 2. Hooper will hand the ball off yet again to Ellie once more, and he will be stopped up just shy of the 5, which will give the Rams a fresh set of downs here, 1st and goal.
Ellie really benefits out of this split back setup. You watch his burst of speed. He's very quick right away. Like I was saying, Bruce Jones, I think, benefits more out of the eye, coming downhill and getting some momentum. But Ellie's got a very quick burst that puts him through that line of scrimmage and into some open territory very fast.
1st and goal, ball on the 6. Langley looking to add another touchdown here before halftime, as Hooper will hand the ball off to Reggie Ellie yet again, and he is still on his feet, finally brought down just outside the end zone. Officials will rule that is not a touchdown, but he has to be no further away than 2 yards, Matt. Another impressive carry from Ellie.
Yeah, that was crazy. And you get the big scrum going there, moving sideways. I mean, he was refusing to go down. And I think three-quarters of the Raiders' line out there was on top of him, and he did not want to give up.
Paulina Hooper right now coming over to the sideline to have a little conversation with the Rams coaching staff, as I believe we've seen a timeout called here. With 1:38 to go here in the second quarter, the Rams up by 2. Would love to see that lead stretched to potentially 9 with a touchdown and successful kick after the fact.
They want to hammer this one in here and then get out there and shut them down and have the lead going in.
And we did see some terrific clock management, I will say, in a much less pressure-packed situation, obviously, at the end of the first quarter from the Rams. We'll see how they manage the time they have left here. 1:38, 2 more cracks at the end zone, 2nd and goal. It's another rush, this time in the hands of Damon Badenhorst. Oh no, that's Lucas Balking.
Balking does a really good job there. Everybody's watching Alley. Everybody's expecting it to go to Alley. I was expecting it to go to Alley. They turn around and give it to Balking, and he pretty much runs in untouched. Out of the I formation, which I like here, Balking starts to his left and comes back to his right really quick.
Lucas Becking, our apologies, and I have to apologize because, Matt, I think that's the first time I've said that name this season. No one was expecting that, not even the broadcast team. Wow.
Well, I saw him in for a couple of plays last week, so I have called that name, but I knew it was that was a bit of misdirection. I really liked that play call. I really like the execution by Becking there.
And the point after attempt is good as well. So with 94 seconds to go here in the second quarter, the Rams have restored a significant lead, up 9, 21-12.
Let's watch this again here because I love this. He starts off to his left like he's going to do something there and just runs past a defender. And he does a really good job of tricking the defensive line there. Really good job by the offensive line to spring him such a big hole, too. I mean, he pretty much walked into that end zone. I got about a minute and a half that the Rams are going to want to keep the Raiders from moving down the field. And the defense has done a good job so far today, so I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem to just sort of eat up some time here and get into that locker room up by 9.
A little bit of a bouncing kick that's gathered in by number 4, Max Shipham, for the Raiders, and he is tackled and brought down just past the 40, or actually just before the 40, looks like around the 35. Spotted up to 36. And that took 6 seconds off the clock as well, so we're inside the final 90, 1:28 to go here in the second quarter.
Well, I like that call. The bouncer of a kick there keeps the clock running, keeps the play going, eats up some time.
Braden Jupe takes the snap, fakes the handoff. No, that was yes, he did fake the handoff. Couldn't tell for a second there. He was nearly picked off after all that.
Zamir Mughal just about picked that off as he comes across in front of the receiver. The receiver sat down and was waiting for it, and Mughal just about grabbed that.
What an acting job, though. Terrific sell from Braden Jupe. I bit that all the way.
Well, first down, that's what they've been doing all day is running the ball. It was a good little misdirection play.
And he will look for a pass here on second. No, he decided to run the ball himself with all kinds of pressure. And that was a short pickup, if any. I believe he was brought down behind the line, and that'll bring up 3rd and long. Yes, tackled for a loss, 3rd and 11.
Elijah Melnick here gets into the backfield and is able to bring him down. He really didn't know where he was going to go with that Jupe. he started to come out here towards us to his left, and there was room for him to run, but I think he wanted to step back in and find a receiver downfield and not run the ball.
Kicking team fakes the punt. Oh, no, they'll go for it now, and it'll sail out of bounds. Tough to tell from our vantage point exactly where that left the playing field, but I don't know where they're going to spot this. 61 seconds to go here in the half, and the Rams are going to get the ball back with a minute and change to work with on their own 48.
Well, the snap was a bit of a wobbler. It wasn't really crisp. It was kind of floated a little bit, and Larag was right in there. So the kicker had to pull down and run to the outside and try and kick that on the run.
Turned it into a bit of a rugby situation almost.
Yep.
Kicking on the fly like that.
And here we got some great field position for the Rams one more time.
Paulina Hooper has 61 seconds with which to work. He will hand the ball off. No, fakes the handoff. Pass connects along the far sideline. Can the Rams get to the sideline to stop the clock? Indeed they can. Very smart game management and a successfully completed pass that found the waiting hands of number 88, Marcus Jones.
The other Jones.
Gain of about 4 off that completion, so 2nd and 6. Ball now on the Langley 52. 54 seconds to go on the clock. Put the ball in the hands of Bruce Jones for a carry. He will run it up field. He was not cutting towards that sideline, and in the process, he will move the sticks for a first down.
Well, I think he was trying to get to the sideline, but he picked up a passenger somewhere here, right there, number 4, and took him for an Uber ride of 5 yards.
Yeah, Max Shipham decided, I'll ride that bus. Why not? They still move the sticks, however, and the clock is running. 42 seconds remaining here in the half.
It's nice it would be to throw some more points on the board. What the Rams want to do is just get a couple more first downs and get out of this half up by the 9 points. After this, there's a big hold there. That's coming back.
Pass connecting with Natal Tedeschi. He takes a big hit but hangs on to that ball. We'll see what these penalty flags wind up being for. But I do have to credit Paulina Hooper for essentially making something out of nothing ultimately on that play.
Well, you see the hold there, and he pretty much rolled to the ground. Hooper goes out there and throws the ball. Great catch by Tedeschi, and he's just lit right up. Number 24, Caleb Thiessen, came flying out of the safety position.
There were 3 flags on the field, so it remains to be seen if they were all calling the same transgression.
There we go again. Yeah, it's on. There's multiple holes, I think, going on over there, but definitely the first one, or the closest one here, was very obvious.
Officials had to collect a good amount of laundry. And there's a lengthy discussion going on right now on the shield of the township of Langley. Some explaining going on right now to the coaches on the sidelines as well as captains who were in that meeting. Relay that information to Cole Barron here and the Langley coaching staff.
So it looks like the call's going to be on. All right, so there's 2 unnecessary roughing calls, and then
a holding call as well
on the Rams. So there's offsetting unnecessary roughness, and then a 10-yard penalty for the hold. And it ate up a lot of time off the clock.
It did indeed.
And that's what Coach Barron wants, is eat up some more of that clock.
Just guide this thing to a safe conclusion and head to the rooms knowing that you have a nice 9-point lead at the moment, but they do still have 22 seconds left with which to build on it, should they decide to try and do that. They'll put the ball in the hands of Bruce Jones for a carry up the gut. My goodness, what a rush. He has just been something to see here today, and that play was blown dead, but Jones was still on his feet with control of the ball.
I think the momentum had stopped, and when the whistle went, they let up. I mean, it's easy enough to say that he had momentum going, but you watch the forward momentum stops here. Right there. He goes back. That's when the whistle goes, and then he starts driving forward too. Forward momentum had stopped. He had started to move backwards. You want to whistle that down so you stay safe.
He was looking back.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing to me here, guys? Come on.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you ultimately. Stopped up long enough that you just want to blow that thing dead and make sure nobody comes out of it worse for wear ultimately.
If he had gotten stood up, that's one thing, but the 2 steps backwards, that's the you stop forward momentum. That's when the whistle has to go. And he's still got 15 seconds on the clock. All that excitement was only 7 seconds.
And all that excitement as well didn't even get us back to where first down would have been if not for that holding call. It's still 2nd and 11. Where the ball is spotted on the field, I'll say that is the full 10. 2nd and 10 now. 15 seconds with which to work here in the second quarter as Hooper gets that pass away, and he does connect. Complete. That ball just came loose, however, out of the hands of Natal Tedeschi, and it's still loose.
Looks like a Raider player got it on the sideline, number 40.
Officials motioning like that was a dead ball, but we'll see who they ultimately say has possession, and they will say it was recovered by the Raiders. Only 4 seconds to go.
Harris Malik comes up with it over there.
So you have to think we're going to see an absolute Hail Mary deep pass attempt.
He couldn't keep his feet underneath him as he came back for the ball there. Gets wrapped up, gets free, ball comes loose. He then kicked it forward. I think, if a Raider or a Ram had recovered it, it would have gone back to where he hit it and knocked it forward. You can't move the ball forward. But because the Raiders got it, they get it where they grabbed it.
So another late turnover here in this half. After turnovers were quite pivotal, certainly back in the first quarter.
And there he goes, takes a knee.
Allowing Langley to get back in this game. And what a game it has been so far. We are at the half, and we will get, of course, our handwritten stat sheet from Patrick before too long. So, folks, you can go grab yourself a cold beverage, make yourself a sandwich, whatever you want to do. We will be back in 15 minutes' time to let you know exactly how this half shook down. But from the macro view right now, I can tell you, like a Rush album, it's 21-12 at the moment. The Rams leading the Raiders here at McLeod Athletic Park.
Oh.
got reasons. Grab the moment, we freeze it. Go to the touch, oh what a rush. Follow your heart, homie, go where the love. Let it rain, let it flow, let it flood. Swimming in good vibrations, it's a celebration. It's the liberation of everything we are. Every time you in the clouds, they gon' try to bring you down. Do not let them try, go ahead and get it, get it, get it, get it. Every time you in the clouds, they gon' try to bring you down. Do not let them try, go ahead and get it, get it, get it, get it. I'm all in, I'm here to receive it.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to McLeod Stadium here in the beautiful township of Langley, where at the half, the Rams with a 21-12 lead on the visiting Vancouver Island Raiders. Justin Morissette and Matt McRae with you here for this one. Jake Elliott, of course, on assignment covering lacrosse this evening, and he's missing a dandy of a game, Matt. We were treated to some real excellent football in that first half, and I have to hope it continues into the second half here as well, as we take a quick look at the way this game has shaken down by the numbers. Total yardage does favor the Langley Rams by about 212 yards total for Langley to 156 for the Raiders. Penalties are about even as well. 8 flags going each way, 70 yards in flags against the Rams, 68 yards in penalty flags against the Raiders. The Rams with 3 turnovers, including a very late fumble that was recovered with 4 seconds to go in the half when we last spoke to you. And, of course, VI with a pair of turnovers as well, both of them coming in the first quarter, an interception and a fumble. Receiving leader at the half in this game, I don't think it's a surprise when you hear this name, Tyson Galai.
Yes.
2 catches, 75 yards. Absolutely massive plays, both of them, for Tyson Galai. 1 touchdown to go along with them as well. Meanwhile, on the other side, the passing leader, or catching leader, I should say, receiving leader for the Raiders, with 2 catches on the day, number 14, Blaze McCarty, 2 catches for 12 yards, which to me says they've done a good job not just of mixing it up who their receiving targets are, but they have done a great job of running the ball here today, and that is indeed the case, as Parker Wills is the rushing leader for the Raiders, 11 carries, 84 yards in this game. Right now, however, it is Natol Tedeschi who will scoop up that ball, and it comes loose. Another turnover as this third quarter begins exactly how the second one ended. A ball squirting loose out of the hands of a Rams player and instantly recovered by the Raiders. This is going to be awfully costly, however, Matt, because the Raiders are coming out here with the ball on the Langley 11.
Wow. I mean, the roller coaster of emotions that went through the first half, with the turnovers, the score, being behind, coming back, goal line stops, turnovers. We're going to start the second half right on that roller coaster one more time here, because the Rams look like they're moving the ball forward, and now the Raiders are on their doorstep.
And I believe that was number 18, Cameron Skoberg. If not him, possibly 38, Nick Senecal, as they will run the ball right into the end zone. Touchdown for the Raiders, Parker Wills. But I was going to say, as we took a second look at it on the replay, that ball was just punched loose out of the hands of Tedeschi before he was grounded.
Yeah, Tedeschi didn't have it high and tight. He kind of had it out to his side and got punched out. But here the handoff to Wills just follows the big man until he couldn't anymore. It cuts to the outside and just keeps working his way into the end zone.
And a nightmare start to the third quarter for the Langley Rams, who had a lead of 9 points at the half. And this was about as great of a start to the third quarter as you could possibly hope for if you're the VI Raiders.
Well, being their last home game of the season, I think the Rams want to have a little excitement for their fans here.
Yeah, keep things interesting.
It's how they started the first half. It's how they're starting the second half. And they're just giving themselves a mountain to climb.
Keeping things engaging for the faithful here at McLeod, indeed. And they have successfully dug themselves out of some holes here at this field over the course of this season a few times, including earlier today, when they trailed 10-0 to start this game.
The second drive of the game, they were down 10-0. So, I mean, still having a 2-point lead here is quite good. I know Coach Barron would probably want a bit more of a cushion, and I think that's what you see him push for here.
I believe that was indeed Cameron Skoberg, number 18. A very determined effort to punch that ball loose and force that fumble.
And then you got Wills there just running it in. Really good run. He's run very well today. But I like the way that he followed his blocker. He was very patient and then just kept bouncing to the outside.
It's his 12th carry of the day and his first time finding the end zone. It was quite a difference maker in this game as the Raiders go for an onside kick, and I can't tell who just
I think they
recovered
got it
that,
back.
but VI signaling like it's theirs.
There is a flag on the play. So, and they're offside on the kicking team. The Rams did recover the ball.
So I believe they will just decline that penalty and begin this drive from the Langley 54.
I think it was 44, Riley McDonald, that came up with the ball there, came forward on it. He's kind of rubbing his side as he comes off the field. That was a pretty good recovery. And they're going to get an extra 5 yards because of the offside on the kicking team.
Well, we have a minute here. I told you, of course, that Wills was the rushing leader for the Raiders in that first half. No surprise rushing leader for the Rams. Number 28, Bruce Jones, 11 carries, 57 yards on the ground for Jones here today.
Only 57. It seemed like it was more. He was cutting them apart pretty good.
Meanwhile, passing-wise, Plano Hooper going 7 for 10 in the air, 132 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Jupe on the other end, 8 for 12 for 60 yards with 1 INT as well. As Hooper adds another completion to his name, complete to Bruce Jones. Jones couldn't go very far with it. In fact, will be brought down in the backfield for a loss of 2. It'll bring up second. No, they're going to say loss of 4. 14.
Yeah, that was quite the swing pass. Hooper worked his way backwards and dumped it down to Jones way behind the line of scrimmage. I like the screenplay. I like the idea there. The defense liked it too. They were all over it.
Hooper taking a long snap, assessing his options. Passes away, incomplete. Was hoping to connect with number 86, Rush Henderson. And Rush Henderson had himself quite a day the last time we were here at McLeod.
Yeah, I think a little miscommunication there. He expected Henderson to keep going, and Henderson pulled up. And was not where Hooper wanted him to be. They're going to punt here now.
They will indeed. Third down, the kicking crew out there as that ball is in the air. What a kick. Oh my, a bouncer all the way down into the end zone. And they will be tackled there for a safety.
It's number 7, Cade Handy, getting down there in a hurry. He had some wheels on him there. The first defender that made it down there got blocked out, but Handy came in as a secondary and cleaned that up.
And from where that play started, it is not often you can see a punt from that territory wind up putting offensive points on the board. So big credit to Antoine Mawa, who has been very impressive with some of his kicks here today. Oh, yeah, it's a rouge, rather, not a
Yeah, it was
not
1
a safety.
point. Yeah,
My
1
apologies.
point. But they increased the lead to 3 points.
They do indeed.
So
a field goal at this stage, which we have seen already from the Raiders today. Screen pass to that far sideline, connecting with number 8, Ruben Bonsu. Bonsu finally pushed out of bounds, and there's going to be a flag on that tackle.
Wow, the shove after the fact, that he gets him out of bounds here and then gives him a shove after the fact is going to get an extra 15 on this play here. The pass to the outside, some good wheels to get around the outside. Number 7, Cade Handy, gets in there, rides him out of bounds, and then gives him a shove.
And big block as well from number 72 for the Raiders, who I would love to credit, but we don't actually have a 72 on our roster sheet here today. Gavin Taylor, number 71. Or Nolan Bascom, number 70, perhaps. Ty Teal.
Ty
Teal, number 72. He's credited as number 55 on our sheet, but he just came up with a massive block
Huge
right
block
there to help make that carry happen.
And there's Cade Handy making it into the backfield and not giving up any space to Wills on that play there at all.
Pickup of 1 is what they'll call it. We'll bring up 2nd and 9. And speaking of a 3-point gap between these teams on the scoreboard at the moment, the Raiders are about 5 yards away from a range that we've seen them be able to make field goals from already today.
And I do believe this is going to be on the Raiders. There was a movement on the O-line, which made pretty much the whole D-line jump. So, it's going to go back 5 yards here.
You could hear the Langley coaching crew hollering about the right tackle from the other end of our broadcast booth here at McLeod.
Yeah.
And that is likely where that motion came from as the officials continue to talk it over.
Even the Raiders backed up extra yards for their huddle because they knew this one's going on. Oh, they're calling him offset. Offset.
I don't know how that's possible because you would think one would cause the other, but that is the call we're getting nevertheless.
Yeah. Yeah.
One predicates the other. You can't get all that motion from the defense without them reacting to offense moving first. So some upset voices from the other end of the booth here, and I think they have a point, to be honest.
100%. I mean, even if the defender steps into the neutral zone, they have the ability to reset before the ball snaps.
Right now, Cole Barron right now.
And he's trying to figure out why. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
He's on the field speaking with a handful of officials trying to get some sort of explanation as to how that can even be possible. But whatever explanation was given, not likely to sound satisfactory to him either way, and he heads back to the sideline. Braden Jupe receiving some instruction from the officials here as well. Weird sequence of events, but regardless, they are offsetting, and it is 2nd and 9. Jupe peeling out of the pocket. The pass is away, and is it complete? Tough to tell from our vantage point.
Wow.
From where I'm sitting, that was just behind the training tent, so I couldn't see if his feet were in bounds, but we'll take a look at it here on the replay.
The defender leapt in front of that. I was so sure that it was going to be knocked down, if not intercepted, and it disappeared behind the tent, and it comes up with number 85, Jake Barker, making the catch. That was crazy.
Parker Wills, you have to think, oh no, he's still in the backfield. They just went with a QB sneak on that one.
Yep. Jupe was back there, looks like 80.
Parker Mosgrip. They lined him up as quarterback.
Jumped underneath center just for that.
Something that we've seen already in this game from Parker Mosgrip. He's been able to move the sticks a few times and gets another first down right there for the Raiders.
Well, he's a big guy. He can get in there and muck it up with the best of them.
We saw him do it with the Bulldogs for a good many years.
Yep. They got a fresh set of downs pretty much right on the 30-yard line.
Jupe will hand the ball off to Wills. Wills able to shake loose of a tackle. Looked like his ankles were wrapped up by number 44, Riley McDonald, but he was just able to step out of that attempt and still pick up some extra yardage after the fact. We do have a penalty flag on the field, however.
Yeah, and I do believe it's going to be holding on the Raiders. Pretty much what popped Wills through that line there.
And my apologies, that was actually Ben Lauren, number 22, who looked like he had wrapped up the ankles of Wills.
Against Langley?
As this penalty is going to go against the Rams here.
There's going to be a 15-yard penalty against the Rams there. Unnecessary roughness. .22 on the defense did a chop block.
Ben Lauren, exactly who I was just talking about, who was down on the ground trying to wrap up the ankles I thought that was a fine, clean football play, to be perfectly honest with you, from what I saw, both as it happened and again on the replay. But they'll call it a 15-yard penalty against the Rams that will walk the ball all the way to the Langley 14.
Wow.
Braden Jupe inside the red zone now, sends receivers in motion, takes the snap, hands the ball off to Rondé Lyle. And Lyle, trying to pinball his way to the end zone, is wrapped up and hauled down inside the 10. I think they'll spot that at about the 8, but we shall see.
Lyle, not a big guy, with a massive humanity falling on top of him afterwards. It's wrapped up and pulled down.
Ben Lauren trying to make amends after that penalty call, as he will be credited with at least one of the credited tacklers on that play, as we have a Ram down on the field after all that as well.
I think it might be 99 again. He was, we saw him come off hobbling earlier, and then he went down on one of the previous plays here, but got back up and got back into it.
And again, it is a hot one here at McLeod. The Rams do have some advantage as far as their sideline being largely in the shade here as this game rolls along, but it is still warm to be certain. Beautiful football weather, better this than the wet alternative. Don't get me wrong, but I do know it takes its toll on the players because I've been one of those players myself before.
It drains you. It really does. The heat, the sun. Yeah, 99 getting helped off here.
He was able to walk off on his own volition now, and a noticeable limp as he is helped off by the training team this time around. That is big Landon Barger. And he is a big fella. They're going to send a couple of Rams out onto the field in lieu of the trainers. Get a little extra manpower and strength to help him back to the sideline.
Well, he's the guy that you usually send out to carry somebody back. So it's a little rough having to get him back off the field.
As he is very reluctant, it seems, to put weight on that right leg. Barger stepping slowly, finally able to make his way over to the trainer's tent all the way to that sideline. And I have to imagine play will return momentarily. We'll keep our eye on him as he receives some attention in that rebound clinic training tent. And gets some daps and love from his teammates as he hops on the table. Braden Jupe takes a snap. Hands the ball off. No, fakes the handoff, and instead the pass connects. A touchdown pass to Jacob Celso, as he'll take a short screen pass and run it into the end zone. Didn't have far to go. The play, 2nd and 10 on the 9, and it's a touchdown that puts the Raiders back in front. What a wild game this has been, Matt.
It's been such a roller coaster of a game. You know, the Rams go into the half with the 9-point lead, come out here, and just a couple of bad plays, a few mishaps, and 2 scores later, we got the Raiders up 26-22. Or 25 right now, depending on the extra point.
Very costly fumble on special teams on the kick return that got this half started, as that put the Raiders in prime position to punch that ball home. They started that drive, I believe, on the 3-yard line, something like that, to that effect. And this time they punch it home yet again to retake the lead. The point after attempt is good as well. A 4-point lead now on the board for the Raiders, who enjoyed a 10-point lead at one point in this game. Langley was able to dig out of that hole. Can the Rams do it again with plenty of time remaining in the second half?
Well, the Rams already showed once today that if they get themselves focused and all rowing in the right direction, in the same direction, that they can put some points on the board fast. And that's what they're going to have to do here before this quickly gets out of hand.
For an onside kick earlier in the half. Now with the lead, they'll go for a full kick. And again, a big tackle as that ball was scooped up on the return by number 39, Pharaoh Hassan.
I don't know what happened there. 35 had the block on the Raider there. Hassan looked like he was going to come to the outside, and then he turned back inside, and the tackler was able to come off. He cuts back outside right into the tackler's path, number 36, Oren Blackmore. He should have, if he kept coming to his left, I think he might have been okay, had a little bit of room to run, but he tried to cut back to his right and right into the path.
So the Rams begin this drive from their own 21. Paulina Hooper puts receivers in motion, will take a snap, fakes the handoff, does get that pass away, but it was nearly picked off because the only man in the area to scoop that one up was Felice Toscano.
Galai was coming across, and I think that was supposed to be a timing play, but you see here, he gets rushed. He's got a lot of pressure on him right away. 52's bearing down him, and he just puts it to where he wanted Galai to be.
Instead, Toscano nearly feliced him.
I don't think Toscano was expecting that present. But here he's standing just in the edge of the shadows.
Hooper will hand the ball off to Bruce Jones. Jones going for a run up the middle. That's the kind of stuff we were seeing back in the first quarter from Bruce Jones. And if the Rams find themselves out of sorts here in the third, why not circle back to what was working? Now, granted, the reason they got away from it, Matt, is that the Raiders did a fine job of keying in on Jones after a little while, but if he can find his footing here again, that could be a big weapon for the Langley offense.
Well, personally, I'd feel if they go back to that I formation, they got Jones running downhill, Ellie blocking for him, they're going to pick up those yardages, same as they did in the first quarter.
They are, however, going back to a split-back formation, and this time the handoff will go to Reggie Ellie. No, it's Bruce Jones again.
Yeah.
This time a gain of about 6 or so. They're going to say 7. 2nd and 3.
Yeah, that was a really good run. Ellie, you see, gets out as the lead blocker there. And I think that was the discrepancy before was Ellie stopped being the lead blocker, started going off as a decoy, and Jones didn't have any, needs that punch through the hole.
Split back formation again, but they only need 3 yards here, and they'll put the ball back in the hands of Bruce Jones. He is brought down, but was he able to get the requisite yardage? I'm going to say he was. I believe
it looks like it to me.
He got 4, and he needed 3. They are moving the chains indeed. That is a fresh set of downs for the Langley Rams. And what a game this will be if the Rams can come back and win this one in front of the faithful here at McLeod Stadium.
Lots of time on the clock for that. I like the way that they're utilizing Ellie as the lead blocker, creating a bit of a space there, and Jones is able to.
Hooper's pass looking to connect with Tyson Galai was just a little bit underthrown. Galai was able to get his fingers on it, but he had to get to his knees.
Well,
incomplete.
I think he saw that he had Galai one-on-one with Beitel on the outside edge there and wanted to get it in his hands so he could turn up and run up, or maybe Toscano, and run up the sideline, but just didn't get the ball to him.
2nd and 10. Ball on the Langley 44. Long snap. Hooper able to gather it in. He's pressured. Peels out of the pocket. And to the far side of the field. Gets that pass away. And oh my, just overthrown. What an effort, however. He was looking for Marcus Jones. And an impressive effort from Hooper to make something happen there and avoid the sack. But it is an incompletion that will bring up 3rd and long.
Well, it's going to be even longer. It's going to be 2nd and even longer. It looks like, they're declining the penalty. There's going to be a hold on the Rams here, and they're going to decline that penalty, make it 3rd and 10.
Kicking crew coming out onto the field for the Rams now, as this is a third quarter that has largely gone the way of the Raiders. Langley with just 1 point on a rouge to their credit here in the third. 14 points, meanwhile, for the visiting Raiders. A pair of touchdowns, including one coming off an early fumble on the first play of the half. Antoine Mawa, again, he's had some impressive punts today, and this is a roller that's going to head to the 14, touched by the Raiders and recovered by the Rams. Incredible! An absolutely massive special teams effort to recover that ball. Turnovers have been key to this game for both sides, and the Rams just get a big one there.
The roller coaster keeps on trucking. Holy smokes. You see the kick here, booming kick, and it's rolling away from number 2, Ahuja. But he sticks his hand out and doesn't come up with it.
And we saw that nearly happen to Natal Tedeschi a little earlier in this game. Tedeschi was able to recover that ball, but...
Yeah, and it's Drew Cushway was able to come up with it.
And now Hooper going back to work. His offense on the 14-yard line, and they rush it on first down. A carry in the hands of who else but Bruce Jones, and he will chew up 6 yards, it looks like. They'll actually call it 5, and it'll bring up 2nd and 5.
Good job by Jones here to take the ball off tackle and find a little bit of space. Now he's coming off the field.
Ball on the 10.
And that's not good if he's
you don't like
hobbled.
to see that. You still have, of course, Reggie Ellie in the backfield and another back who's got a touchdown to his name today. However, it's Ellie who will take the pass from Hooper. And they had that one planned all the way. Drew it up perfect. Rams touchdown. Hooper to Ellie. And Langley retakes the lead.
Well, for the first, 9 minutes and 40 seconds of this quarter, the Rams looked out of sorts. They just weren't catching a break. Everything that could go wrong was going wrong for them. And all of a sudden they catch a break, and they're able to capitalize it right away and retake the lead, shut this down.
And, of course, that was Lucas Becking I was referencing, who was blocking for his quarterback on that one. He slotted in place of Bruce Jones earlier in this game and got himself a touchdown in the process.
It's going to be an offside on the Raiders here, I think.
But the kick is good regardless, and the Rams are in front by 3 yet again. 29-26 with 5:20 remaining here in the third quarter. What a game this has been.
Well, they've been down by as much as 10 and ahead by as much as 9. The Rams just won't go quietly into the night. They're going to keep battling here. And I think the Raiders feel the exact same way. I think they both see an opportunity, and they're going to fight for it. Stay tuned, folks. This is going to be a good fourth quarter.
And I got to say, the Rams faithful have had to grin and bear it through some very tough games here at McLeod so far this season. We saw the West Shore Rebels come in here and light us up at McLeod. And, of course, the season opener against the Okanagan Sun was a tough one as well. These fans getting something to cheer about today in a big, big way. I'll tell you that right now. Can the Rams close it out? They're only up by 3 with north of 20 left to play. Squib kick. Bounces off a cleat. Taken in at the 13 in the hands of number 6, Jacob Celso. Celso's got himself a touchdown in this quarter.
Yep.
And a nice return right there.
And he looked like he had a head of steam going on that one. He was churning away. Sostad was able to come in and just clean him up, luckily, because if he kept going, it was going to be a long day.
That ball just pinged off the cleat of Parker Mosgrip.
Straight up.
And the Raiders somewhat lucky to have been able to jump on it. As we just saw, of course, a loose ball that touches a VI hand can be a very dangerous thing at that part of the field. As they will put the ball in the hands of Rondé Lyle. Lyle, quite the pickup on the ground, just running it up the middle. And he leaned into the contact as well. Impressive to see from a guy who is a little slight in stature, but that's what you got to do if you want to pick up 8 yards like he just did on first down. Drew Larag put a halt to that forward progress.
You were saying earlier, too, about the last 3 games of the season being on the road. There's a lot of travel involved there.
As they go for a run yet again, do the Raiders. Rondé Lyle once more, and he will pick up more than enough to move the chains. That's the Raiders' first down. And it is very impressive. You know, oftentimes you see a guy with the size of a Rondé Lyle who's able to do incredibly impressive things at the high school level, Matt, and you wonder how is that game going to translate against bigger bodies, guys who are more physically developed, guys who are in their mid-20s perhaps.
Right.
And he is sliding right in. He is doing just a terrific job here.
Well, and he's got the speed, he's got the movements that really help him out. But he also looks like he's got no fear out there.
Oh, yeah.
He's given up a full body size to some of these people. Unfortunately, we see 0 Sean Collin coming off the field here. He's already got that leg all wrapped up, and he's hobbling on it, so that doesn't look good for him. You also look at number 6, Jacob Celso. Not a big body either, but a bit more stockier build. Just running a ton today.
Absolutely. Shifty. Moves like lightning. Good luck catching him. As number 76, Caden Exner, jumped the gun a little bit. That should be a false start on the offense, but we saw a pretty rare call the last time we were in this situation.
The offsetting. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that before. I've called a lot of football, and I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Offsetting offsides.
Yeah.
As if the officials had a long conversation about what to do and decided, let's just pretend none of this ever happened.
We'll make it fair.
5-yard penalty assessed against the offense, which now puts the Raiders into a 1st and 15 situation. The ball on the VI 49. Braden Jupe deep in the pocket. Just one back behind him. A spread set of receivers, and he will put them in motion. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, peeling left out of the pocket. I believe a lot of the offensive line bit on that fake handoff, and it's Jupe who will run the ball himself all the way to that far sideline. A decent little pickup.
You got about 10 yards on that play. Got out to the outside edge there and just ran as far as the Rams would let them.
That is the second time today that he has had a fake handoff that is just so convincing.
He's looking for somebody open down the field there, and he doesn't see anybody, so he takes off. I think they only gave him about 2 yards past the original line of scrimmage. All right.
The last time I was here with Jake Elliott, we were talking about Jacob Davies, a depth quarterback for the Rams, and how he's got a side career as an actor. I think Braden Jupe should look into that as well. The performances he's given on those fake handoffs, just outstanding. Unfortunately, that was a pass that sailed out of bounds and incomplete here.
Out of bounds, out of the park. He really got rid of that one. There was great coverage by the Rams downfield. There was no one open for him. He was looking and could not find a thing. Great pursuit, too. We got number 15, Brody Muller, in pursuit there, and just forces him to have to throw it out of bounds.
3rd and 8, a bouncing punt that was, or a bouncing snap rather, that turned into a bouncing punt in the end after all. It is jumped on by the Rams, and they're brought down at the 27 in the hands of Natal Tedeschi.
I was surprised there wasn't a no yards called here. You watch this. It's not a bad punt, especially with all the pressure that came at him. There's a lot of Rams players past the blockers. He gets it away here, and Tedeschi lets it bounce. And, 39 looks way within the 5-yard range there.
Nice job by Cole McQueen, however, to recover that low snap and still get a pretty decent kick away in the end.
That was impressive.
As the Rams begin this drive from just inside their own 30. Ball on the 27, 1st and 10. Trick play now in the Rams backfield that puts the ball in the hands of Tyson Galai, and he's brought down for a loss, and that's going to be a big loss. 7 yards. This Langley offense will be walked back here. It'll bring up 2nd and 17.
Well, a great play here. Nice little flip. He's got some of the defenders fooled, but number 24, Caleb Thiessen, not fooled at all, and he gets a good angle on Galai, able to take the feet out from underneath them for a loss of, 5-6 yards there?
7 or so, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll call it 6 as they spot the ball on the 21. And now it's the defense that the Rams are hoping jumped the gun anyways, but a number of the Raiders are all pointing at one specific member of that offensive line. Number 69, Quantarius Lusk for the Raiders. Looked like he got caught jumping the gun, but he was very adamant, pointing directly at a lineman across from him.
Yeah, now the Rams are listening to the refs talk, and they're pointing the other way, so I think this is going to go in the Rams' favor. Give them 2nd and about 11.
Officials in conversation right now. The pair of Raiders on the field. Five-yard penalty assessed against the defense, and that will help negate some of the loss from 1st down.
Yeah, it's going to put them 2nd and about 11, so that's not too bad.
And you have to think that that was the idea after surrendering those 6 yards. Let's see if we can go get them right back with a long snap count, fellas, and they were able to do just that. 2nd and 11. Hooper pressured, gets the ball away, pass complete. And those yards coming after the catch in a big, big way for who else but Bruce Jones. He will move the chains. We got a Langley Rams 1st down. What a carry after the fact. That was a short pass, and he just yacked it up after the fact.
Well, the Raiders sent about 7 players after the quarterback. I think they try and get some pressure on. And all he did was Bruce Jones stepped past the line of scrimmage and turned around, waited for the ball to come to him. Very smart play by Jones.
Didn't have to put a lot of power on that pass either. Just a little flick of the wrist was all it took. 1st and 10 now. Ball on the 44 inside Langley territory as they try to cut up the middle with a rush play, but it is read all the way by the Raiders defense, and I believe that was
Pharaoh Hassan.
Indeed it was Pharaoh Hassan, number 39, as the Rams switching things up a little bit with their backs.
Out there with Ellie and Boken right now.
Hooper pressured, and he will fall over. We got flags on the field as we take another look at it here. Polena Hooper feeling the pressure from Big 99, and he just got run over by number 60, Jordan Sy, for the Rams.
Well, and I think that's going to be unnecessary roughness and another 15 yards on that penalty there.
And we saw a similar penalty assessed against Jordan Sy earlier in this game as well.
The refs are over talking to Coach Barron now, explaining to him. And I think that's going to be the end of the night for number 60, because that's his second one.
2 unnecessary roughness calls assessed in this game against Jordan Sy, and he is being guided to the room right now. That is the end of the day for him. And a big, big march downfield. Third down here. The Rams got their kicking crew out, but the ball is now on the Langley 19.
It's about third and about 34 yards for a first down.
They got to get to the 54. Long punt.
Great punt.
Bounces into Raider territory, and it's scooped up there. Oh, my goodness. Number 7, Deshaun Jacobs. Looked like he was shot out of a cannon. The momentum he had on that return finally brought down, but an impressive kick return nevertheless from another shifty speedster for the Raiders.
As he tries to cut back in there, I think it's number 16, Elijah Melnick, that's able to wrap him up and take him down because he had a lot of momentum going with him.
Indeed, it was number 16, Elijah Melnick, and of course a tip of the cap to the For the Win media team, letting us catch a second glimpse on the replay. Robbie Snooks and the crew always do such a great job, and we thank you for tuning in no matter where you might happen to be watching from. BCFC TV in the CJFL. Third quarter comes to a close. Justin Morissette and Matt Macri coming to you from McLeod Stadium here at McLeod Athletic Park in the beautiful township of Langley. And this is a much nicer atmosphere, I got to say, Matt, now that we've lost the sunshine a little bit. It's cooled down a bit here in the booth, probably cooled down on the field for the players as well.
It has. And we head into the fourth quarter here with only a 3 points difference in this game. It's going to be exciting. Things will heat up on the field. Doesn't matter if the sun's out, down or not.
As we see the Raiders take possession and put the ball in the hands of Rondé Lyle. Another impressive carry from that shifty young man.
Yeah, he's picked up about 5 yards again on that one. Rondale Lyle, really good patience, follows his blocker, sees a hole, cuts on the inside. Number 31, Samir Magal.
Little scoop slam, almost a suplex to take him down. Got a little Greco-Roman with it. Play set to resume. 2nd and 5 here. Ball on the Langley 43 as they try to run it up the middle, and they'll pick up some yardage, maybe a gain of 2.5 or so. But it will bring up 3rd and short, and very, very interesting to see what the Raiders will do here, but I have to think they're going to go for it given this field position.
Given the field position, they're deep enough into the Rams zone that they can turn the ball over here and it not really be bad. They don't want to turn it over. They'd rather get the first down. But I got to tell you, the more I watch Lyle run, the more I like it. No one told him he was the smallest guy on the field. That guy runs. That guy runs like he's 10 feet tall and bulletproof.
And he did it for the John Barsby Bulldogs at BC Place for a good many years as well. Now doing it for the Vancouver Island Raiders as Rondé Lyle is the receiver on that play as well, and he will get the yardage to move the sticks on 3rd down. The risk pays off. 1st down Raiders.
Ben Lauren, great job. Wrap him up, take him down right away. Not let him get too far up the field.
First and 10 now. Ball on the Langley 37. Credit to Braden Jupe doing a great job of pushing this drive forward and marching the ball downfield as he hands the ball off yet again into the hands of Wills. Wills brought down, and we have yet another late flag. And it looks like this one will again go against the Rams. Some frustration on the face of number 44, Riley McDonald, but we'll wait and see who this is assessed against.
I don't know if the Rams really did anything there. They stopped him up and ran him backwards, and he fell down, but that wasn't really a penalty. Unless he saw a hold we didn't see, maybe.
The officials really trying to put their stamp on this one as this game rolls along.
Oh, so this is going to be on the Raiders, not the Rams.
Wow, yeah.
It's going back 15 yards, and the down still counts. So it must have been something happened after the play there that the down will still count, and it will be second and about 24, 25.
Well, the way the calls have gone, certainly in the second half of football, you cannot fault us for thinking that was going to be a penalty against the Rams.
Yeah.
And we're not alone in thinking that. The Langley coaching staff at the other end of our booth were prepping for a big one to go against them as well.
Yeah. I thought it may be a holding call, but I wasn't expecting an unnecessary roughness against the Raiders.
And again, tempers flaring in a big way on both sides. We've seen a number of unnecessary roughness calls be assessed in both directions today. And that is the kind of desperation I suppose we should expect from two teams who have both lost 3 in a row coming into this contest. This is a game that means a lot to both sides. You want to be the team that is busting your slump here this afternoon into the evening now in Langley.
A little drop down to Bonsu, and he was able to turn and get upfield and almost get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Does bring up 3rd and long, however, and that'll be outside of field goal range. So the punting team now on the field. Long snap, and that kick is away at the Langley 54. Drops down at the 10, and it's Natol Tedeschi who will try to cut up field, but he's swarmed by Raiders and brought down after a kick return of about maybe 2.5 yards.
But he maintained possession this time, and that's the big thing.
Indeed.
That's all you really want is maintain possession.
And you can see him focusing on just that as he got wrapped up. He made sure to close both arms over that ball and to hang on tight as can be. Langley beginning this drive 1st and 10 from their own 12. And it is a long march down to the Raiders' end zone. We'll see if Paulina Hooper and company can do it. Hand the ball off for a run on 1st down, and I believe that's Bruce Jones. Just looking by running stride, and indeed we do see the number 28. Bruce Jones will chew up about, they'll say 9 yards on that carry and bring up 2nd and a long 1.
Well, he gets behind his blockers there, and they're able to keep some momentum going forward. Then he bounces out, and off he goes to the races.
It's about 1.5 yards to a fresh set of downs, but we do have a Raider having a hard time getting back to their feet, and that's Sterling Henry, who has been a huge part of the defensive effort for Vancouver Island so far in today's action.
Yeah, Henry's holding his ankle there. Took a knee, and he's kind of holding on to his ankle there. Looks like a bit of discomfort. He's able to get himself back up onto his own 2 feet and just walking gingerly off to the sideline.
I have a feeling he will return to this game before it's all said and done, with a little over 11 and a half remaining. 11:36 to go here in regulation anyways. I suppose we could see overtime if the Raiders are able to get a field goal and tie things up. Stranger things have happened in Canadian football. Anything is possible, really, with this much time left. As Hooper takes a snap and will hand the ball off yet again for another rush up the gut. Again in the hands of Bruce Jones. He didn't need very much.
It looks like he's got it.
1st down, and I believe he got a little bit extra on top of that. Needed 1.5 yards. I think he got about 3 or 4. And that'll be a 1st down Rams. You feel a little bit more comfortable, I think, throwing the ball when you're not pinned so deep in your own end zone. So we'll see if Hooper takes to the sky as this drive continues. 1st and 10 now from the 22. Now they'll hand the ball off yet again, and it's another run up the middle in the hands of Bruce Jones, and another impressive pickup. He is wrapped up by the ankles and brought down, but I believe he picked up about 6.5, possibly 7 on that carry.
When you got the double-headed strike of Jones and Ellie, you don't have to worry about throwing the ball deep in your own zone. You just get them to work the way up the field for you. And as soon as that defense starts to creep in, thinking it's going to be either Jones or Ellie, drop one over their heads.
Absolutely. Hooper has certainly benefited from that today. The expectation that ball is just going to be pounded along the turf by Bruce Jones on pretty well every carry as they go right back to him again here.
He's coming up short here, though. This is going to be 3rd and about 1.5 yards. Yeah, 3rd and about 1.5 yards here. You see him push forward there. Did not get that extra yard that he needed.
And they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it in a 3rd and short situation. They need about 1.5 yards right now.
I think they got someone down on one knee, and that's not good if it's Bruce Jones.
I believe that is Bruce Jones. In fact, it is. As he is tended to now by the training staff. He's going to come off the field at a crucial time when the Rams need a pivotal carry right now. And in fact, they're going to use this injury timeout to perhaps change their mind on going for it, or perhaps they're just coming back to the sideline to get a full huddle in with the coaching staff. Looks like it is indeed the latter. Cole Barron taking this opportunity to reassert a few things with his players that are on the field. And I could see as Bruce Jones came back to the huddle following that play, I couldn't tell if he was looking towards the sideline and asking if the kicking crew was going to come out, because he was doing a lot of kicking motions with his left foot. I think he maybe tweaked something and was hoping to see if he could get it to click back into place. If he just swung his leg around a few times, he will head to the sideline here, however, and it's a pivotal 3rd down late in this game for Langley.
Well, the thing is the Rams are spoiled with options here because they've got Ellie, they got Becking, who's had a great day so far, but we still haven't seen Badenhurst today.
And it looked like it was Ellie who was going to jump in at quarterback there. They're still trying to draw the defense offside. Ellie's hovering over center. I think he's going to take a direct snap here.
No, they're just trying to get him to jump. They only needed 1.5 yards. They figured if they could get him to jump, especially with Ellie running up there like he was going to get under center, they figured something would happen.
Instead, it's a time violation against Langley as they tried to get the Raiders to jump the gun and were unsuccessful in doing so. That'll now walk the Rams back 5 yards, and with that, it's the kicking crew out on the field to punt this one away for Langley. Antoine Maua gathered in at the 45. And oh my, what a return right now for the Raiders. Still on his feet. Langley looked like they were trying to dig that ball loose.
Wow.
And another impressive carry for Deshaun Jacobs, who has been a star for the kick return team for the Raiders here today.
Well, he has a little bit of trouble with it to start. Then he takes off up the field, finds a couple holes, but doesn't really get wrapped up at all here. They're kind of holding him up top, so he's driving those legs, and finally someone slides down around it and wraps up his knees.
There were 5 or 6 different Rams involved in that tackle, and that is the kind of power that Deshaun Jacobs was trying to push upfield with. The Raiders in prime position beginning this drive from the Langley 29. They're trying to run it yet again in the hands of Parker Wills, who has been, I'll say it, the best player today. He's been the best Raider by far, making things happen on pretty well every single carry. And even in a situation like that where he looked like he was just running right into the line of scrimmage, still able to pick up 4 yards all told.
They got themselves in a pretty good position here. 2nd and about 6 to get it at first down.
And we can see on their sideline that Cole McQueen has been keeping warm as a field goal kicker for the last 10 minutes or so. He is expecting to be called upon.
Yeah.
As Jupe peeling out of the pocket, faked the handoff, looking deep to the end zone on a pass, picked off. No!
Knocked, picked off and stripped. Wow, Celso came back and played defender on that. He was beat. And the Rams player, I'm trying to get the number of the Rams player here. Let's see if we can pick it up. Had that ball, and Celso came in and punched it out from underneath. Number 10, Augustine. CJ Augustine had that ball and Celso spoiled the party.
Instead, out comes Cole McQueen. He is 1 for 1 with field goals today. Can he go 2 for 2 and tie this game? 29-26, the Rams with a lead. The kick is up. And it is good. We're looking at a tie game here at McLeod with 7:44 on the clock. My goodness, what a football game this has already been, and what a finish we have in store.
You know, it's been interesting today. We're watching this. You see on all the pressure that is on Jupe is number 44, Riley McDonald. He is getting in that backfield fast and creating a lot of difficulties for Jupe.
Langley's offense does have a touchdown in this game. Paulina Hooper connecting with a pass to Reggie Ellie, but that came off of a big turnover, a punt that got touched and turned into a live ball that was recovered by the Rams. We really haven't seen Paulina Hooper's offense march downfield for a score in this second half, but now is the time for it.
Yeah, this is where they want to really get a drive going, eat up some time on the clock, and punch it in the end zone.
They were able to do that with relative ease earlier in this game, but things have tightened up defensively in the time since.
The Raiders really came out like a different team in the second half here. You know, they started the first half, got that 10-point lead, gave up 14 and looked rattled, but they pulled it back together in the second half, and they've really done a good job keeping themselves in this game.
Hooper with a short pass to the far sideline, gathered in by Jones. That's Marcus Jones. And he couldn't go very far before being pushed out of bounds.
He's close to the first down marker. Not close enough, though. It's going to be about 3 yards.
And it's another third and short situation. Rams are looking towards the sideline, asking if the kicking crew is going to come out, and finally that decision is made. They will indeed. But there was a long consideration for Cole Barron as to whether he was going to try and go for it on third down with 2 yards to go to a fresh set.
I think the coaches wanted to go for it, but I think the guys on the field were like, this is a kicking situation.
Yes, they definitely looked like they were calling for the punting team. And what a punt. Down at the 26. And yet again, Deshaun Jacobs pushes forward for nearly 20 yards. I believe that's a return of about 18.
I'm not sure why this Deshaun Jacobs isn't getting more chances on the field. Once he's got the ball in his hand, he's pretty electric. Right there, he picks up a good couple of yards, makes himself skinny, steps through a couple of tackles.
And it's not like he's finding holes along the outside, Matt. He is driving the dangerous areas.
Yeah.
He is going right up the middle and finding room pretty well every time. A very impressive performance so far here this evening.
Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with Lyle or Wills, but you'd think that you get him the ball a few more times.
As they put the ball back in the hands of Wills on first down. A carry that is stopped up after a gain of maybe half a yard.
Oh.
Travis Richley, the tackler for the Langley defense, as we take another look at it here, had him lined up all the way. He saw that one coming. Yeah. That is a big boy right there.
Travis Richley, he's a big guy, and he did a really good job of shutting that down before it even got any sort of momentum.
Jupe. Sacked. He was scrambling in the pocket, trying to make something out of nothing, and there was no rabbit in the hat to be found this time. A big stop for the Langley defense as we take another look on the replay. Wow, I don't even know that you can credit a tackle there. He pretty much downed himself.
As he fell down, it was number 33, Cameron Kiskotigan, that was on his backside, and number 44, Riley McDonald, coming in from the front side.
So it's the Raiders who now have to punt this ball away, and it'll bounce at the 39 and take a positive bounce for the Rams, who will pick it up in motion. We have a flag on the field immediately. Think that'll be
no yards.
No yards.
Yeah, Tedeschi does smart here. Gets the ball before the Raiders can get away from it.
That's actually number 14, Jairus Pagdakon, but I've made that mistake myself a few times today. They have very similar builds, very similar running strides as well.
Yep, so he picks it up, and it's smart to grab it while the Raiders are right there. He knows he ain't going far, but he's getting a free 5 yards out of this.
And so the Rams get the ball back on the 50 and wind up in improved field position, as it's actually going to be walked forward to the 54. They're in a better position right now than they were when they kicked this ball away on their last drive.
Yep.
Paulina Hooper has 5 minutes and 10 seconds with which to work as he puts the ball in the hands of Bruce Jones. And Jones, who has had so much momentum driving the middle of the field so far today, just ran into a wall this time as he hit the line of scrimmage, and that's only a pickup of 2.
Well, you know, the thing is here is the kicker for the Huskers, or for the Rams, sorry, has punted so well. If they could eat up clock and get down far enough, he can boot that ball out of the back of the end zone and get the 1 point to win the game quite
sure
easily.
Can. He absolutely can. Antoine Mawa has the boot to make that happen for sure. Right now, however, it's Paulina Hooper trying to make something happen. He's got pressure coming behind him, and it finally catches up. Big number 99, Tani Wisdom.
Yeah, he ran him down, just kept with him, did not give him a chance to get turned upfield at all.
And again, Hooper tried to avoid the contact. He knew that tackle was coming and pretty well downed himself.
Smart play. Very smart play. No need to get blown up there. There was just not a path for him to get out of there.
It's a loss of 5 yards as a result. But again, kicker out on the field. That's Antoine Mawa for the Rams, and he's been very good today. It's another fine kick yet again. Caught at the 20.
Oh!
And what a tackle. Big effort. Caught the feet in midair of Deshaun Jacobs as he just came down hard after that. But a good little return yet again.
I'm surprised he got back up from that. Wow, that was a big.
15 yards on the return for Deshaun Jacobs as we take another look at that tackle.
24, Lucas Boking comes in there and just takes his feet out right from underneath him.
Lucas Becking, who it is worth mentioning, has a touchdown in this game.
Yep.
What is now looking like a very pivotal touchdown, given the way this has gone for the Rams.
We got a
and
Rams player down cramping up there.
It might be Becking, in fact, who's down on the field at the moment. I can only see the right digit.
That's 44.
That's 44, Riley McDonald.
Which has been the pressure that's been on Jupe all afternoon. I mean, this is a big loss here. Hopefully it's just a little bit of cramp and he can get some Gatorade, some electrolytes, and get back out there.
It is a positive sign to be sure that he's heading back with his own strength. Walking straight over to that trainer's table and taking a big sip of water the whole way there. I have a feeling we will see Riley McDonald return to this game, but in the meantime, Braden Jupe with a pass complete in the backfield to who else but Rondé Lyle, and it's Lyle who's now off to the races, just run over at the 44 inside Langley territory, but a big play for Rondé Lyle.
This is what makes it happen. Sean Cullen here, and I'm going to see if we can catch it, gets just wiped out right there, and that opens that hole that springs Lyle down the sideline, and he is taken out hard by Augustine there.
Massive tackle from C.J. Augustine, my goodness.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't see any flags on the field. Oh, there's one on the far side there.
And it's C.J. Augustine who's having a hard time getting back to his feet after delivering that tackle.
And it's going the opposite way. So, and I'm thinking that might have been the tackle that was thrown on Sean Cullen.
Clip to the back of Sean Cullen, perhaps, an illegal block that made all that possible for Rondé Lyle.
Yeah, because he ran right through that hole.
Because the hold happened after yards gained.
And Augustin gripping his right bicep as he heads back to the sideline.
Well, he gave up the body for that.
He sure did.
He wanted to stop Lyle, and he was throwing everything at it.
Regardless, negated by a penalty. It is still a first down, however.
It was after yards were gained, so I can see that, but even still.
They put the ball back in the hands of Wills. Parker Wills doing his best to avoid some contact. Had to move backwards, and he's wrapped up and finally brought down for a loss. It won't be much of a loss, maybe 3 yards total, but he saw he had nowhere to go, did Parker Wills, and he tried to cut back and find a hole. No hole availed itself.
Even Jupe tried to get his body out there and throw a block for him. You watch this here. He hands it off to Wills. Wills goes one way, sees there's nothing, reverses field really well, and Jupe gets out there and throws a lead block, but Wills just had nowhere to go. And it's number 14, Pegtakin, that was able to stop him anyways.
As we got a 3-minute warning here, time winding down inside regulation. This game remains tied 29-29 with 2:43 on the clock. And I believe it's the Raiders who've just called timeout.
Yeah, the Raiders called a timeout. They're huddling up and they're talking about it. I think they saw something they didn't like. And we see Colin walking off to the side here to talk to Coach Barron. That leg does not look good. I mean, when he's walking, he's straight-legging as he's walking. But number 44, Riley McDonald, who's up on his feet now and getting some electrolytes in him, was cramping there, and I don't know if he's ready to go back in yet.
What a football game this has been, though, Matt. This does not look like two teams who came into this one having dropped 3 in a row.
No.
Both of them.
It's just been a battle. I mean, the parity between these two teams is very evident on the field.
And that is what it's all about, is parity in the BCFC. We don't always get that with some of the lopsided matchups, but when two teams are evenly matched in this league, as we're seeing here today, does it get any better than this?
Well, you got, the Okanagan and the West are at the top. Kamloops at the bottom. The other ones in the middle. They really get together and put up some good shows.
And we've seen that, of course, with the meetings between Langley and the Valley Huskers so far this year as well.
And Prince George always.
Long pass intended for number 14 for the Raiders, Blaze McCarty. Instead, just overthrown. No pass interference on that one. And that'll bring up the kicking crew on 3rd down.
No, number 9, who's the closest defender, Charlie Campbell, was nowhere near him to trip him or tie him up or anything. It was just the turf monster that got him.
He was still looking around, however, as we see a bit of trickery here. Kick going out of bounds. I don't know what they were even attempting, but we'll take another look at it here on the replay. The seas parted.
They got two guys that are onside that they're trying to send after that kick. So they're trying to drop it for number 3 there so he could pick it up on the run, being the onside guy.
Not sure I've seen too many onside punts in my day, Matt, I got to say. It's a bit of a rarity, but...
Yeah, that's the thing about Canadian football is that you can always keep that guy onside for your punting.
As the Rams retake possession and will go right back to the run game on 1st down. I believe that was Bruce Jones just run over by big number 69, Quantarius Lusk.
Tries to come across and bop it to the outside here. There's no hole made by Ellie for him, so he tries to get outside, and it's 28 that actually runs him down or slows him down. Sterling Henry.
But Bruce Jones right now not able to get back to his feet. We saw him shaken up late on a previous drive earlier in this quarter. And this is a scary moment right now for a player who has been absolutely pivotal to Langley's success in this game.
It's very frightening.
He is not moving. Finally looking up a little bit. As the training staff trying to help him back to his feet if he's able to do so. Does seem like
I mean, he's just been electrifying tonight. I got to watch him last week, too. He was completely electrifying last week as well. And he just looks banged up.
he has been called upon many, many times here this evening as he now heads to the trainer's table in that rebound clinic tent. And the Rams will have to go without him with 2:19 remaining in the fourth quarter. Tie game, 29 all. Hooper looking deep. Long ball. And Tyson Galai was out of bounds.
Yeah. The pass was there. The play was there. You see Hooper, he rolls to his outside. He's being pursued from behind, gets the ball out there, but it's just a bit too far out of bounds. And now we're going to have another punt here. We got 2 minutes and 10 seconds left.
Tyson Galai was looking around, wondering where the PI call was. In fact, we heard some cries of PI from the other end of the booth up here, the Langley coaching staff. It wouldn't have mattered anyways. He was out of bounds.
The ball was out of bounds, so you're not going to see PI. It's an uncatchable ball.
And back out comes Antoine Mawa. It's unfortunate. We talked earlier, Matt, about if Langley could just get this to midfield, he could kick it out the end zone for a single point. They have not been able to move the ball forward on their last two drives the way the Rams might have hoped.
Aside from the one scorer, they haven't been able to move it in the second half at all.
Again, that came off of a loose ball recovered on the 4 pretty well, or at least deep inside VI territory.
Yeah, the second half of VI's defense really was able to adjust and shut down the Rams' offense. I'd still say the most success they had in the Rams' offense when they had Eli and Jones stacked in the backfield in the I formation.
Jupe takes the snap, will hand the ball off to Rondé Lyle. Lyle wrapped up in the backfield and brought down for a loss. Great job to stay all over that by number 35, Reese Stewart.
Reese Stewart just comes flying in there. He saw where that ball was going all along and went right after it. He's had a really good game today. He's been stuffing up the middle on almost every play.
Scanning the numbers on the field right now, trying to see if Riley McDonald has made his way back out there. And no, in fact, he is right next to Bruce Jones in that trainer tent.
Well, I saw he'd come over here and he was having something to eat and drinking some Gatorade and some water and whatnot. It looked like he may get back there, but now he's back on the trainer bench.
Choop with a pass that was nearly picked up, but no, just evaded the grasp of big Parker Mosgrip, who tried to use every inch of his height to try and get a finger on that ball. He was able to touch it, but just could not hang on. Would have been an incredible one-handed grab instead.
That would have been crazy.
He just gets sat on by Ben Lauren. Quite the effort, nevertheless, as the kicking crew now takes the field for the Raiders, and they will punt this one away. No trickery this time, as that ball came off the hands of Natal Tedeschi and bounced out of bounds at about the 45. Again, you're so right, and I'm glad you brought this up. The Rams do not need to go all the way to the end zone. They don't even need a field goal. They just need to punt the ball out the end of the end zone, and Antoine Mawa has shown he is capable of doing exactly that.
Yep.
120. Are we bound for overtime? I don't know that I've ever called a game that's gone into OT tied here at McLeod, and I've been working these games for, nearly a decade now.
Do they do overtime in the regular season?
I don't know that they do. I've never been in a situation like this to find out.
In community ball in high school, they don't. They stop right at,
Yeah.
one way or the other. And I don't think I've ever been looking at overtime either.
I don't think I've ever seen a 29-29 score on the board either. Very strange numbers all around.
You got a safety in there. You got a rouge in there.
Some field goals.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Wild game. Second down, 2nd and 8 right now. Polina Hooper takes a snap, steps back in the pocket, assesses his options, looking downfield with a pass, and it's overthrown. He was eyeing number 86, Rush Henderson. Closer to that ball was number 21, Michael Bosch.
Yeah, he kind of just overshot everybody on that one there. They're trying to make something happen here, and I get that. They got a couple of short passes, a couple of short plays going on, and then a bomb down the field. They got to just play that 10-yard play.
Yeah, and in fact, that's the case for both sides right now.
100%.
It's 2 and out, 2 and out, 2 and out is what we've seen really for the last 7 minutes or so here since this game got tied up. And Antoine Mawa with another long boot, a punt that will bounce at the 24. Picked up by who else but Deshaun Jacobs. He's been terrific, and this time he gets planted.
Yeah, he got hammered on that one.
There is going to be a no yards penalty flag on the field, however.
Yeah, but he ran backwards, so that's okay because he fielded the ball up around the 20, but he got tackled back around the 15.
No yards will basically walk it back to where he was when he scooped the ball up in the first place.
Yeah.
And what a crazy game this has been. Just 30 seconds to go here now in the fourth quarter. We're going to find out together, Matt, if there's overtime in the regular season.
Yeah.
Because it certainly seems we're headed that way with 30 seconds to go. Unless the Raiders have something sneaky up their sleeves. But again, they need, a good amount of yardage. They are on their own 24 right now.
Yeah, a little screen pass out to the outside. Doesn't go far. But about 5-6 yards on that play there? Not too bad.
7-yard pickup. Ball now on the 31. Langley Rams electing to call timeout with 23 seconds to go.
Well, they need to get this ball back. They need to get the ball back right here, right now, and kick it out of the back of the end zone.
We've seen some very timely turnovers for both sides in this game to swing the momentum one way or the other. It's been a very evenly matched game, as the scoreboard would indicate. A lot of undisciplined penalties, but that's been the case for both teams over the course of this one.
You see Bruce Jones still sitting in the trainer's tent. It looks like Riley McDonald's laying on the ground now.
That is a big loss for the Langley offense late in this game, given the success that Jones enjoyed earlier in this contest, as Jupe is wrapped up for a sack, brought down for a loss.
Number 15, Brody Muller's out there getting excited. The Rams are calling a timeout again. They're going to get...
They're just trying to give themselves some time, I think.
Yeah. The Raiders are going to kick the ball one more time here, and Langley's going to make the effort to get it down there so they can kick it out of the back of the end zone.
Curious to see if Bruce Jones will come off that trainer's table for one last offensive drive, but I don't think so at this stage, as the Raiders will punt this one away. McQueen's kick comes down and takes a positive bounce for the Rams yet again, scooped up by Tedeschi. He's hauled down inside Raiders territory.
You got the no yards flag. It's going to be 5 yards. Walk it forward.
We are awfully close right now. to Antoine Maua, Rouge territory.
Yeah, he can boom them. So I don't know what you really want to do here. You don't want to waste all the time on the clock.
Seven seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. And the way the coaching staffs are acting on either side of us here, Matt, I don't believe we are going to see overtime. I do think this game will just end in a tie if we don't see points in the next 7 seconds.
They're going to go for a quick shot here. Stop the clock maybe the second and see if they can kick the Rouge, I guess. And get outside.
Tyson Galai able to gather that one in, and he will head out of bounds to stop the clock with 2 seconds to go.
It's going to be wild.
The ball right now is on the 42 inside Raiders territory. Is this deep enough for Antoine Maua to come out onto the field and boot that ball out the end zone for one single point and cinch up a victory?
Oh,
they're going to go for a field goal instead. Wow. A long one.
DeSange is out there with the field goal unit.
A 48-yard field goal attempt. But the Raiders will ice the kicker and call a late timeout.
Yeah. With the way everything was rushed there, that might not be to their benefit. I mean, it could be that, but I think they're going to put a second guy back to get that ball out of the end zone. They don't want to give up that extra point.
As finally, there was only one man in the end zone initially for the Raiders. They have corrected that.
Yeah, they had another guy up front, so they pulled that guy out and sent another guy to the back there.
I believe it's Deshaun Jacobs and Jacob Celso, number 6 and 7. Both have shown terrific abilities to run the ball.
What the Rams want to happen here is if they can't get the field goal, they want to kick it hard enough so it goes out the back of the end zone. Raiders don't want to let that happen, no matter what.
48-yard field goal attempt here, and the kick is up and away. No good. Run out of the end zone. Taken towards that far sideline and pushed out of bounds at about the 23. There is a flag on the field, however. And depending on what this penalty is, we could see one more play in this game.
Well, if it's a holding,
and it is confirmed no overtime in the regular season. So this game will end tied depending on what this flag happens to be. Sounding like it's an illegal block penalty, but whether that's against the offense or defense remains to be seen. Cole Barron chatting with the officials.
They're waving it off. Illegal block. Yeah. Because that penalty there would just move them back and give the Raiders a play. So
decline it, may as well, and end this game in a tie. Well,
I don't think I've ever seen a tie before.
I have never worked a football game in my now, 13, 14-year broadcast career has ever ended in a tie before under Canadian rules. So this is a first for me, but you know what? I got to say, both teams ultimately got the result that they deserved. This was a very evenly matched game on both sides all game long. You could make the argument that either side deserved the win, and in a case like that, I like to think that we're sending everyone home happy, even if it really might be that everyone leaves miserable after a result like this one. You know what they said about ties back before hockey introduced the shootout?
Yeah.
Feels a lot like kissing your sister at the end of this one, but a tremendous game, nevertheless. Really
a roller coaster.
Very exciting football for both sides. Some tremendous performances that we saw from both teams. A really outstanding game for Bruce Jones in particular for the Rams, and you could say the same for the primary ball carrier on the other side, number 32, Parker Wills for the Raiders, who he was tremendous. He is the reason that they were able to make a game of this ultimately in the end. Turnovers told the tale in this game as well. Both teams had a lot of them, but just an excellent, excellent game of football. Unfortunate that we do not have a victor to bring to you, but sometimes that's the way she goes. 29-29 is the final in the last home game here at McLeod in this regular season. Any final thoughts, Matt Macri, before we wrap it up from McLeod?
Oh, I feel sorry for the crowds here being the last home game of the season. Still got a month of football left to go, and everything's on the road if you want to see it live, that's for sure.
3 games left in the regular season. The next 2, well, will likely be quite difficult given the way the previous meetings earlier this year went. The Rams get a rematch with the Okanagan Sun on the road next week. That is 1 week from today, September 20th, taking on the Sun in Kelowna. After that, it's Langley making the trip to the island to take on the West Shore Rebels, and the Rebels proved to be quite a handful to manage when we saw them here at McLeod Athletic Park earlier in the year as well. But the Langley Rams and the Vancouver Island Raiders will close out the season playing each other one more time, and I suppose that is the rubber match where we will decide a victor from this game, at least in cumulative scoring, fingers crossed. But what a game this was. 29-29 the final. When it is all said and done, it has been my pleasure to call these games here from McLeod this season. I want to give a shout out, of course, to Jake Elliott as well, our broadcast colleague who could not be here for this one, and in fact was tied up with lacrosse quite a few times this season, given how front-loaded the Rams' schedule was. But he is Matt Macri. I am Justin Morissette. It has been our pleasure to bring you about as evenly matched a football game as they come. 29-29 the final. Thank you to the Langley Rams once again for having me back this season, and thank you to the crew from For the Win Media. Robbie Snooks and the gang do a great job bringing you these games via BCFC TV. It is a pleasure to be a part of them. And folks, who knows, maybe we'll get one home playoff game here at McLeod to talk about before the year is all said and done. If not, however, it has been my honor to bring you these games. On behalf of Matt Macri, I'm Justin Morissette. Thank you for spending your Saturday afternoon into the early evening with the Pigskin here on BCFC TV.
Just a game, playing just a game, playing.